Uh, I'm gonna throw us over here. I'm gonna put a little marker in, and we're back to the co-op over explained campaign with myself and Derava. Um, Welcome back, guys. This format's been a blast so far. We're gonna get the fine opportunity of deciphering what the hell is actually going on with this campaign here in just a moment. Do you have any thoughts so far on the campaign?
Well, I mean, we kind of mentioned a few times that maybe if each of one was playing that on our own, we would have restarted that campaign at various points already. So it's been a rough ride so far. You know, starting with our 55 aim Templar, then not getting 2 missions on the first few cycles there, detecting missions. We haven't lost anyone, I think.
Let me take a look real quick. We lost a rookie, it looks like, in Operation Death Saga on the 8th. So this was
Oh yeah, that was my. Oh, that rookie can go over there and flank, and then got yellow alerted from the side. I think. Yeah, I remember
yeah.
that.
Yeah, we haven't lost anyone. We're on April 16th. One thing I certainly notice is even though I know we've missed several missions that were so early on and normally I would just also restart. We're not that far behind. I would actually expect to have a sergeant out at this point. Um Probably around, April 9th. So we're like a week behind on experience, which on a long campaign's not that bad.
Yeah, I think we're still behind on. We only have a single engineer so far. That's kind of a big of an issue. So excavations are not coming. We're lacking a little bit money, and yeah.
Yeah, and we would have been nice to have Vulture out at this point, but we do have Laser coming up in 3 days, which is pretty good. Definitely need to pull some more engineers and scientists off if we can. As far as our Geoscape goes, we are aware that there's going to be a retaliation coming up. What is this mission that's green over here? Oh, we have a mission for an engineer up.
We currently have no new supplies coming in. We'll need to seek out new
Can
ways
you
Yeah,
of
well,
managing our resources.
can you check if we had the retaliation precursor?
this
No,
would
it's
be
no. We're talking not about full retail, but intel retail, right?
intel retaliation. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, never mind.
So I think the
Um,
play was to actually queue this up and then get Haven advisors and hope we finish one of these other missions up before the retaliation, right? Or are we gonna wait on Zulu to do this?
Possibly, because with well,
Is
no, Zulu.
if Alva is a bit
True.
quiet, I
Actually,
can turn
Sundance
him up.
mission. So I might have just have to hang on, because I have the window of the stream on the other screen, so I'm looking more to the sides and not really talking to my microphone. All right, just rearranging how I look here.
You sound great now. Yeah, so I think there was a conversation of us holding off on queuing up a team for the VIP here to get Zulu done. Depending if we want to take that 10 to 12 or let that go and over infiltrate. Because all we would have was a technical sharpshooter, grenadier, ranger, specialist, gunner. Actually, I think we can queue a team up for this. I think we should.
Yeah, I think we've got plenty of people there. Are we waiting for? It's 3 days to lasers. No, I don't think we want to wait 3 days.
I think
we're still good with ballistics.
I think we queue this up with the expectation that we're going for 125%. To get the 7 to 9, and if we need to pull off for a retail, we can do that as well. We're probably not going to do any solo stealth BS and solo extractions. This campaign is for those who are, one, pretty new to Long War the Chosen, since there's a lot of new people, and I don't feel comfortable showcasing that on a campaign that we're trying to get far on, because if you lose the soldier early, it just doesn't make sense to have it be like a prominent feature. But that's just my take on it. So this would be a technical sharpshooter, grenadier, ranger, specialist, gunner. Pretty solid squad. We don't have the stealth though that I probably want, so I do think we want. Well, we're just not going to have the stealth that I think we would want, because I don't want to take a tired soldier.
What was the timer on that tired soldier?
4 days.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, it's your head is in the way. I just saw tired and no time, and I'm like, ah.
Yeah,
But that's fine.
we could wait on the specialist, but I don't think we need to. I think we'll be okay here. We're still only at force level 4. We're going into force level 4, which, you know, does mean that you want the AP rounds if you have them available. Ways to shred armor, ways to get through armor. So I do think we just take what we can. We might not actually take the sharpshooter here, as it is an extract. But then we can bring double specialists, which is not a bad thing to have. Getting promoted early, there's a lot of value in specialist. I love these characters. They're also generic.
Yeah, I would still think say okay, so the ranger we have here is one we wanted to run as a both barrels ranger, right? He has close
Yes.
whatever, close encounters, close and personal.
Yeah, and we had planned him out to go pump action and do aggression, but I don't think you actually go with the SMG for the pump action or the shotgun until you get pump action. I think a better play right now for the ranger, especially on a mission like this, is pick up an AP round and instead use them to help kill the drones, kill those mechs that are going to be coming out, and the potential purifiers.
Yeah, I was looking exactly at that. Like, who's the candidate for the AP rounds? Is it the ranger? Is it the gunner? Is it both of them?
I'm certainly keen to get AP rounds on the gunner as well. I know we are saving up for Vulture, but we don't have the experience to get it yet. We can also go sell some stuff at the black market. Having a gunner with early AP rounds is a lot of damage. If we take a look real quick at their weapon, we're doing 4 to 6 with the AP rounds. This can kill a purifier by themselves. This nearly kills a mech by themselves, but then if you get the 6 on it, right, that 1 point of damage from even a graze would kill it. So I feel like it's good to have them have the AP, especially until they get shred. When they get shred, switching to a different type of ammo certainly is viable and a good idea, as you don't necessarily need that additional 1 or 2 damage if you're shredding something with the intent to shred. Typically the HP pool is large enough that you're shredding first and then finishing off with a ranger or something else with the follow-up.
The one thing I would look at probably with that gunner is also to maybe drop that other equipment item to get him to that 12 mobility sweet spot.
I agree, that's a great idea. We want to try and keep all of our soldiers with at least 12 mobility. As far as the SMG on the Grenadier, perfectly fine. This is going to be our support Grenadier, it looks like. But early on, we'll still keep the frag grenades and just 1 flash. Technical, still at 13 mobility. There is certainly an argument to be made to keep our technicals mobility maybe at 14 for that nice breakpoint. Maybe giving up the flashbang, seeing as we do have the support Grenadier here. And we have another flashbang on our ranger if necessary. I think we take a look and see if we have an autoloader. We do not, but we have an expanded magazine, which we should give to the ranger.
Yeah, I'll always look if there's anything ammo related also for the gun, but I think we don't have any other attachments for the gunner weapon.
I don't know what the... so keeping them even is what we've been trained to do for the most part, right? Because it always goes... Your blue move gets less of a movement point on the tile calculations than your yellow
There's
move.
like so the major breakpoints are the any numbers that's divisible by 3, because it's for each tile you need 1.5 points of mobility. So 12 mobility is 8 tiles exactly, 50 mobility is 10 tiles, etc. But then there's also like semi breakpoints where you gain a little bit more extra movement on your yellow move. But that's too much mental math that I would have to do, though. So for me, I always just look at these free big breakpoints, like 12, 15, 18,
Gotcha.
21.
Then I could bring a flashbang on the technical without much loss, but I think I'm just going to leave it off. I think we'll be fine here. I think the goal is to hopefully get the vulnerable before we even get to the 120%, bring this down to a 7 to 9, and just make it a little bit easier for the squad to get through. But this is a pretty good squad to have right now. As far as bonds go, I will take a look and see that our technical can bond with an assault who's not on this mission, and our gunner can bond with a ranger who's not on this mission. Oh yeah. A ranger and gunner could bond together. Should we just bond those two?
Yeah, I think that's not the worst, and especially once we actually go into the both barrels ranger, having the gunner able to, like, send the other guy ahead or save them from a bad position could be really helpful.
Certainly. So I'm gonna queue that up. We're just gonna send it on their way, and double specialist, neither with field surgeon, so we don't really want to take the wounds, but those promotions certainly might help. Now, with our remaining soldiers, we have a sharpshooter that does have, I think I'm going to give him the nanoscale because they're the only Haven advisor, and if we get retaliation over here, they're still a little too close to be comfortable.
Yeah, so sharpshooter on the intel retail is not the best, but I guess it's better than not having anyone. Then again, it could happen in both regions, right?
It can, and this is where
both are strength 3.
This is where maybe we should talk about the gamble. This is literally a coin flip at this point, right? We know intel retaliation's coming, just from experience. I think we just leave them in Eastern US. This is our starting region, 50% chance. We might be understaffed here in Western Europe if it pops up before we get Zulu back. But that's the gamble I'm going to take.
Yeah, I think it's totally worth it.
Now, while we do have 3 missions, we are still looking for Liberation 2 over in Western Europe. And that is not Liberation 2. There's also another general op that we don't have discovered. But if I take a look at our overview, we can see that we do have 1 liberation chain done in Western Europe. So I think I'll just scan here, try to see what our timers are. Sabotage a monument with 6 days. So we've talked about this briefly. This mission is typically not something you want to do in the early campaign. This is going to give you a +4 vigilance modifier to the region you do this mission in, instead of a normal +1 vigilance for mission completion. While this can be good in the mid and late game to help level soldiers up, early on taking these missions kind of is a bit of a trap, as you don't maybe understand the full ramifications of what you're doing there. The higher your vigilance in a region, the more likely and the more desire Advent has to move strength into that region, which can shut down your ability to run missions in that region much quicker. So I'm going to let that pass. I did see that Zulu is ready to go at 100%, and I actually think I need to wait for this to go up, hopefully.
Yeah, with 2 rookies there, I think we can try to get it to over-infiltrate it so that it goes down. So I think that's not something we talked about too much, right? About the way the over-infiltration affects the enemy activity.
We have not, no.
Basically, there are technically 3 breakpoints. When you over-infiltrate, you can reduce the effective strength in the region for this mission by up to 3 levels. Now, the breakpoint where it's guaranteed to happen the first time is 125%, but any percent between 100 and 125, there's a chance that it already happens. So then the number of enemies on the mission goes down by 1 strength level, which is roughly 1.5 to 2 enemies fewer that you have on the mission. So the same thing up to 150, and then finally up to 200%. Since we're in a strength 3 region, if we get to 125, we're guaranteed that it counts as if it was a strength 2 mission, which should reduce it to a 7 to 9 instead of a 10 to 12 mission.
Yeah. There was a question real quick. Is an Advent's attention a general op? So this mission, while it says it's guerrilla op, is not considered a guerrilla op for the region. It's considered a propaganda. Each region, or each haven, each area can have its own propaganda mission generated there. I believe propaganda requires a vigilance level. Let me check this real quick.
Be something worth checking in the INI. So I'm often looking when I'm looking at missions on this mission detection chance calculator, which is all the missions listed. Also, it's a document that I've been saving since Long War II, and it's in some instances outdated, and I should probably get it updated at some point. It
I don't.
lists the get advanced attention as a general ops in the internal category column, but I'm not sure if that's actually accurate.
It's not right. Vigilance less than or equal to 6 is what it says for the modifier there. It's not. You still get your 2 general ops in this area, and then this is like its own propaganda timer for it to trigger. 1 per region, 2 in the world, 2 of any general ops per region. See that I think it's incorrect. Yeah, I don't think this is updated. There's still another general op there to find. Okay, so we're letting Zulu go up a little bit to try to get that vulnerable there. So we're going to keep scanning over here in Western Europe for just a moment. And there's our Liberation 2 on a 2-day timer, so we know that's about to cycle. I'm going to take a look over here at Zulu. Still see that we're at normal readiness, so we haven't hit that vulnerable breakpoint yet. I'm just going to keep scanning a little bit and keep checking back over here so that we can get this launched kind of as soon as possible. There we go. We hit the vulnerable, so now we can see this is going to be a 7 to 9. If I check the Geoscape real quick, we did go to force level 4. So the force level has gone up. And we have here an assault with no grenades. Probably for mobility, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
a Grenadier.
It's low, yeah.
Grenadier with rapid deployment without a flashbang. Oh, no, we do have a flashbang. I see it. Grenade flashbang. Grenade slot. Gunner with AP rounds. Wonderful. Shinobi with a flashbang and nanoscale. Perfect. And 2 rookies here with a frag medkit and a frag. SMG on 1, assault rifle on the other. It's going to be rescue VIP from advent vehicle. Let's launch it up and see how we fare.
I seem to remember that when we set up this mission, we were basically getting the rest of our barracks out there. Like everyone was on missions, and we're like, oh yeah, let's start this. Let's get everyone going. Because I don't think we initially wanted to randomly promote these 2 rookies. But, you know, sometimes you just have to say, okay, getting another mission is worth it. Let's take another random promotion.
Positions concealed.
First thing I always like to do is take a look at the map, look for the common landmarks and buildings that we have. We know there's a street alley here. The line of sight lines in this area, on this building specifically, certainly can get a little funky depending on how you take the engagement. But I do think this area is a better place to fight than trying to come around and fight in the open here. Not enough explanations anymore. You don't really need 17 AP ammos in a campaign. Are you referring to my other campaign? That, you know, might have a few. Sometimes there can be a civilian pod hanging out in this area, so I just want to be a little cautious when I'm moving to begin with. Trying not to get revealed immediately, but we'll see what we can do. So we see no civilians in the immediate area, or do we see any advent yet? So I'm still going to keep scouting with doobies, as I'm fairly confident that we can move up without taking any sort of engagement right now.
Good to go.
Double time.
Do have the Shinobi as well, which we'll use to help scout the next mission. Now, one of the smarter things to do when beginning to move is actually don't move your stealth unit first on a mission like this. Because if those civilians are there and you get spotted with the rest of your squad, you may want to try and keep your Shinobi in stealth. Now, this is certainly a do as I say, not as I do moment, because a lot of you guys may know stealth is a crutch.
Heading to that location.
I think they're just memeing on my campaign where I had like 17 of them.
AP ammo? That's always more AP ammo. That's
I was running a lot of
something
missions.
that never runs out of usefulness, I think. That's a lot of hit points there with all the sectoids.
Yeah, and it's the first pod we see is also the pod that's guarding the truck. There is another pod guaranteed to be between us and this objective, but they may be somewhere over here wandering around. We didn't get any sound notifications off of our first turn, and so I think trying to maybe get
also, when the camera went over there, you saw briefly like a purifier to the left of that sector. I don't think he's part of that sector group.
You might be right.
So there might be two ports on top of each other.
Moving on target location.
Yep, I might have missed that. I'm going to move doobies, I think, a little bit to the left and try to get a little bit more information. I'm a little hesitant to move up to this wall and peek over in case there is a pod somewhere right here that we'd then be getting a little bit, you know, peeking in and revealing ourselves potentially.
Target position now.
Evening, Precious. How are you? So I think right here, though, we're fairly confident that we can get moved up a bit. Do see some civilians right here as well, and that is actually a 3 sectoid pod, not a 2.
Got it covered.
Gonna be quite a big engagement up here, I believe.
Running. Affirmative. Moving out.
Now, as tempted as I am to get doobies up here right now, I think it's probably safer to keep him down on the ground just for another turn. We do know that we are going to probably be moving doobies and grenading once we do take the engagement.
Affirmative. Moving out.
Yeah, and we do have
This
just turn 2, and we're basically at the objective double purifier mech. Holy crap.
We're in for a real treat here with that pod. This is just a lot of HP to get through and a lot of very dangerous units. The smart
I don't
plays.
think I've ever seen a double purifier mech pod.
Oh, I'm sure you have at some point. I think the smarter play is going to be to pull off and engage only one of these pods at a time if we can. And we found the final pod as well. An officer trooper, you know, grouped up together.
Hostile targets in sight.
Officer trooper gunner pod in the back.
Do you pull back towards the officer pod and try to engage that first on its own?
I think I may want to. They will hopefully be coming this way, so I think we probably actually want to like double move back. We could leave our shinobi up front to keep an eye on these 2 pods, but I think it's in our best interest to fall back, deal with this pod first, and hope maybe this advent mech pod wants to come over here where we can get better shots at them while still leaving the sectoid pod in the fog of war.
Yeah, the risk here is, of course, you know, losing turns, because this is a mission. The reinforcement timer is ticking from turn 1, so that's something to keep in mind for these kind of missions. Like on other missions where you have like an 8-turn mission timer, reinforcements only start ticking once you reveal. On this one, on any fixed evac mission, reinforcements start ticking from the very start of the mission. So something to be aware of, but I think engaging, for example, the sector, it's just going to leave you with some very nasty, very angry flank shots from that gunner.
And the sectoids are also probably going to go with mind spins, and getting disorients and then lasers is not ideal. At least giving them an opportunity to have corpses somewhere on the map and kind of waste their turns while we're able to control and kill things. Now, I could go for a force reveal here, or I could try and take this engagement right with a grenade and then follow up with the 3 others. Everything else is currently in the fog of war, and while this shouldn't put them on yellow alert, it may. But I'm really tempted right now just to start with a solid grenade right here, hopefully killing a few and cleaning up after that. This also leaves doobies in full cover protection from whatever might be coming in.
Also, more in favor of activating on our own terms here.
Boom.
Reinforcements are already yellow. So the speed of reinforcements is also determined by the strength of the region. So even though we over-infiltrated and it's for the number of enemies on the mission only a strength 2 region, for reinforcements it's still going to be counted as strength 3, so they tick a little bit faster than we've seen in previous missions.
Now with this officer's current position, I do think I'm probably going to need to run and gun my assault over here to kill this officer and guarantee that kill. I do have positions to get flanks on these other two that should hopefully give me the kills. And so I think I'm going to start off with that. See if Kate can't roll the 3 on the gunner. Get our SMG onto this trooper.
Target neutralized.
And then I think using the running gun early is fine. Even though I know we're going to need to get back over there for that engagement. Just confirming the kills right now is probably the most important thing.
The only alternative would be to throw a grenade with someone on the officer.
I don't have any more grenades.
Okay then. You could. Who's the other guy who's still there? Oh, never mind.
Oh, well, we have a Shinobi and our gunner, right?
I guess you could have taken like a 30% or something shot with the gunner just to see if we can save that running gun. But probably wouldn't have hit anyway.
Yeah, I think instead we just keep the Overwatch in case this pod wants to come towards us.
Overwatch.
And keep our vision alive.
Eyes on the prize.
Hayden Sage, how are you? Goes well, man. I got a crying cat now. Who's been craving some attention.
You monster. Give it to her.
So we don't know where the... Hi, yes? Oh my goodness. What's wrong? What's wrong? Well, we don't know where the mech purifier pod went, but I think it is in my best interest to maybe get some vision on the sectoid pod real quick and double move our people back over here.
Yeah, I think that's the best approach. Would be nice to get vision out so you know where all the pieces are.
I am gonna get the high ground as well on a couple of these rifles. But then I think we're just gonna, like, you know, keep it safe inside.
No problem, boss.
Where we know we can move cleanly, and then try and take an engagement next turn if possible.
Moving to Overwatch.
And it looks also like the sectoids were still casually walking, right? So they're not on alert yet, but they're gonna activate. Are they gonna activate? Yes, they're activating.
Just some casual Overwatches. It would pain me to use the frag grenade here right now because I know we have so much armor to get through on the next group. What we could do is we could go to this position and then area suppress, which would remove the Overwatches, letting us get closer with some of our folk. And that Overwatch isn't actually going to trigger. The game doesn't trigger until, like, doesn't trigger Overwatch till you reach the second tile. This would be the first tile. The second tile is where the Overwatch would trigger. So I think I'm going to start with that.
And that's one of the downsides of the Gotcha Again mod, because the way Overwatch triggers was changed by Firaxis with War of the Chosen, but then Long War of the Chosen has the Revert Overwatch rules mod that goes back to the vanilla Overwatch behavior. So, yeah. Oh.
She is being so feisty right now. I think she wants food. So I'm going to have to just interrupt for just a moment and let Avra take over while I go get her some food, because she's jumping on the desk and she never does that. Give me 1 second. Hi.
Okay.
Hey.
Well, okay. I'll try to keep things entertained here. Which, of course, since I can't move the mouse, I can't really change much on the screen. Yeah, so everything is suppressed now. I don't think we have a superior magazine or anything, so when it comes to area suppression, you pay free ammo just to activate the skill, and then each suppression shot that is triggered costs another point of ammo. So we might actually not get all 3 shots if they decide to run the area suppression. Yeah,
and a lot more of that was just to let us get some mobility here. I'm trying to think. I wonder if I go here, which is not a great position, if I could be able to use the frag grenade to maybe hit these two with a small chance of destroying cover. I could go here and I get a flank with an SMG, which is not a whole lot of value.
I would still probably go there just for the better chance to actually get the throw in.
And then maybe get like some movement as well if we don't focus that sectoid down. I don't really want to reveal my Shinobi on these 3 right now. I think I do center it on... Do I center it on the terrain? Which would hopefully knock it down to at least half cover? I think so. We did get a 5 as well on one of those sectoids. And brought the cover down from full cover to half cover.
That's a good grenade there.
Headed there now.
Kate Jackson's not really going to be able to get her grenade anywhere. So I think we just try a 61 here and try to at least eliminate one of these targets. You know, getting a 2 is better than nothing. I have to be aware that, like, we know what the next pod is. I'm wondering if a stun at a 55% is a decent chance. Because I don't think there's any better position we're going to get Astro Boy in.
Yeah, I think I would use it on the higher health sectoid.
Subduing target.
No such luck.
Come on, focus.
Well, I do think I'm going to try and get Doobies up closer with his SMG. Maybe we'll try and get... Oh. Yelling is going to activate that pod. I'm going to try the 56 here to try and get the kill. I definitely need to save this frag grenade for the next pod with all their armor they have. We got a 1. Not a fantastic turn of events. Now that Yelling did put that pod onto like alert, right? They're active on yellow alert. It says active. They are going to be searching us out now. Going and killing this sectoid right here could be a good idea. But since I know that this pod is in this general area, it more than likely activates them and turns into a really bad idea. So I think right now
and
this is...
We don't want to activate with the last action of our turn. That seems...
Yeah, so I think right now this is just a Overwatch. And we hope and pray a little bit as some of these missions go. Area suppression is not going to trigger on the sectoid. Clearly had like the most perfect line of sight to get away from us.
I mean, you know, this is always like a double-edged... Okay, if he, of course, uses the psi ability on the suppressor, that's not even double-edged. That just sucks. Like, if suppression doesn't trigger, then the unit is still suppressed and has the aim penalty, which can sometimes be all you wanted. Oh, wow. Did that just destroy the cover and that way activate that group?
What the heck just happened? I didn't even realize you could shoot me through that wall from that line of sight. So not only did you reveal my Shinobi, you've now flanking shotted my Shinobi. Reveal the next pod. Luckily that pod did not get actions. And 2 points of damage is not the end of the world, but that was quite an unfortunate way to reveal this pod.
Yeah, it was, a lot of things went wrong there. Well, the only positive note is that the one purifier is so far in the back we really don't have to worry about him this turn, and maybe we can even get some distance to the second one.
Yeah,
so goals this turn are definitely... We need to kill the sector who panicked our gunner. This way our gunner gets his actions back. Like, this is probably one of the first options. Maybe our SMG... That's not a flank. Long-range SMG flank.
Yeah, that is a long-range SMG flank we could do. The other option, which is the worst option, is certainly bring over our Shinobi, but we could also bring our Shinobi here, which is still a long-range flank. I think this is Ariana over here taking this long-range full cover flank, pulling back as far as possible from these purifiers, and then so we can bring our Shinobi onto this sectoid. We only need the graze here. 60% chance, 16% chance for a graze. It's enough.
You see that? Burning through ammo fast.
So that'll remove the panic. I do think this is more than likely pulling back Doobies to this full cover position, grenading the mech, and then using our gunner to shoot the mech on the follow-up.
And then probably our Shinobi just goes back and kills that other sectoid in the back.
Yeah.
We ignore the purifiers and probably also don't have anything for that third sectoid.
I mean, I could flashbang that sectoid, but I don't have corpses for him.
I think I'd rather have him do a mind spin again.
Yeah.
And flashbang him next turn. Or next turn we probably slice him anyway.
So we're gonna use one of our last frags. I think we have one more frag on someone. For this mech over here, get a little bit of that shred, 2 points of damage. Not the worst thing in the world. I am going to... I think you have to go to the half cover position as much as I would love to go up here. These purifiers... Well, their purifier pistol only hits for 1 crit of 1, right?
I'm not sure if they don't do more damage on a crit. I
don't have preview movement.
Getting that extra 10 aim from the high ground.
We're gonna take the risk, I think.
Probably worth it, yeah.
94, I think that was hopefully worth it. We need 7 points of damage. We might need a little more elsewhere. Or we can roll the 7.
Impressed yet? Burning through ammo fast.
Yeah, that's why I like center mass on my gunners. Just saying.
So, Astro. I think Astro actually is coming into this position here for full cover. I don't think this purifier can get close enough to burn us. This one clearly can't do anything. And then this will give us an opportunity to get closer and get either a stun or a close range shotgun blast next turn. And then I think we're doing something similar with Kate just up here into Overwatch, trying to get a little bit of a little bit of damage out. Welcome on in, Raiders. How are you, Spooks? How was your stream? Pleasure seeing you. Give me a sec on that. Because I don't think we'd take a 46 here. I think getting the Overwatch control is a little bit better.
Yeah, I think so. Especially the purifiers are going to run at us, so that might give us good Overwatch shot. Yeah. We've got running gun and stun gun back available next turn.
So he is going to take the pistol shot, which we expected. And I think it just grazed for 0. Because ballistic pistols in this game.
That's a thing.
Shot failed to connect.
Now, I did not expect the shotgun to actually get an Overwatch, but there is that rare occasion you get that hit, and you're like, well, that was the best 6 damage I'm ever going to receive. The sectoid's going to go for a zombie as well, which is fantastic.
He really put himself into a bad position just to get a zombie off. That's kind of... Oh, and our gunner can probably flank that one purifier there. Or Assault can stun the other one. Probably even on a blue move.
Yeah, so we can get the flank on this purifier with our gunner, which is more than likely what we're going to do. Killing the sectoid with our shinobi would be massive. So we can absolutely stun the purifier in a blue move right here.
Yeah, I think we're always doing that, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So might as well start off with that.
What is my go-to class to play pistols? I ignore pistols in normal long war.
Yeah, for me, pistols, if I build a shooty shinobi, that's someone where I consider pistols if I have the AP to do that with. They can work really well on an assault, I think, because they're in a position where a pistol... Hang on, before you do that...
Oh.
Did you already click?
I did.
I was thinking grenading that with our SMG rookie, if he still has a second grenade, which he should.
He does.
Oh, no.
I was thinking the AP rounds are going to be enough, but this might destroy a little loot now. But I do think this is the play still. But yeah, you're right. I think the sequencing on that would have been better to throw the grenade and then gone for the shot for the preserved loot potential. But either way,
we still get a chance to save the loot.
I do think you bring doobies over here and try to roll the 3. Hey, look at that! Rolled a 4 because the SMG is unironically the best weapon in the game. And then Martina goes for the melee, of course, on the sectoid.
I've got the loot here.
And grabs an Illyrium core out of that.
Totally worth it.
Let's do this.
Killing the zombie in the process, and I think we might even throw that grenade on the purifier already.
That's
If
what
we
I
have
was
the
I was
range.
considering. I don't need it to do the full damage rate. It's not going to get the kill, but it will shred, and then give us a better opportunity to keep moving next turn.
Yeah.
Get ready for a surprise.
Which one of the two of us would win in an XCOM multiplayer match? I have no idea. I've never done XCOM multiplayer. So we do have RNF coming in, which, you know, we've been monitoring this whole time. Now, the explosive radius of a purifier is going to be 2 tiles out, so we do not want to be in that square. So if I bring Astro Boy right here, I should be able to confirm that kill
Okay, I'll go.
quite easily, and it saves us the running gun for the RNF next turn.
And by the way, same. I've played one game of multiplayer XCOM 1, so Enemy Unknown or Within or whatever it was,
I guess that'll be okay.
and was incredibly boring and not something I ever wanted to repeat. So there's that.
Now, right now, since we have RNF coming in, we can get advantages from Overwatch. Since I would need to reload Amazing over here anyways, I decided to double move him instead, keep that mobility, keep us moving forward. We'll reload him and position him next turn as needed. Some of these other characters, though, like Kate Jackson, I think I'm just going to move her down in the open. At this force level, there is only one enemy in theory that could even Overwatch us on their first move, and they typically don't, and that's going to be a Advent Mech. We're only on a strength level 2 effectiveness, so we're not like we're getting strong pods coming in on RNF. So
Roger that.
it's this mechanic where cover only matters if you're going to get shot at, right? And since we are well aware that we're not going to be getting shot at right now,
Heading out.
why put ourselves in cover? Let's try and gain as much
I'm on it.
coverage of where they're going to land as possible.
Moving to Overwatch.
Basic mechs might not. You might be right, copyright. They still have a scamper. They don't have Overwatch. So.
Yeah, I think it's only advanced max and no, not even heavy max, super heavy max that Overwatch has reinforcements. It's double basic trooper. Do I say that correctly?
No, you're incorrect. There's nothing. Advent decided that it
just
was
just 2 corpses. Okay.
Advent decided it wasn't worth sending units here anymore. We don't have a specialist here to hack, so I'm just going to move our Shinobi up here, it looks like, and I'm just going to click on the small alloy cache. The chance of this happening is abysmal. That failure hack roll you're seeing wasn't even that successful because of how it
I'm still
redraws it.
amazed that our Shinobi traded his sword for a grenade launcher.
Oh, that is our Grenadier, my bad. It's okay. Nothing else on the map, so we're just going to actively, you know, run everyone towards evac
Copy that.
without a care in the world right
Position
now.
confirmed. Got it.
So we've talked about this previously, though. When you fail a hack roll, right, it rolls it again for the purely visual to show that it was closer than what it actually probably was, like what it actually was, right?
Stepping off.
Yeah.
So that visualization is always guaranteed to be higher than what you actually rolled. And this is a mechanic that they implemented to make you, you know, think that your gamble had some form of value there. Keytracks, good afternoon. No, I think it's guaranteed to be higher because it takes your failed roll, and that's the lowest it can be, and then it rolls it again to be higher and
I'm
closer,
on the move.
right?
I actually, no, I know that it makes second roll where the maximum can be what the fail result, right? So that it never, the second roll is never obviously a pass. I'm not sure if it takes your first roll as the minimum. It would make sense because then it's guaranteed to be higher and look closer, and it would be even more devious from Jake Solomon to put it that way. But I'm not 100% sure.
That's how I thought it was. We need to find someone who actually understands hacking code, because it seems like no one understands how it works properly. at this point.
Still wondering what hit 'em.
Let's take a look at our assault. Our assault has lightning reflexes. Our assault has a trench gun option or close and personal option. We only have 13 mobility. Let's keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's a good question.
See,
I'm still flip-flopping a little bit between the two because trench gun is super useful, for example, on network tower missions, and can be a nice Overwatch ambush in a pinch. But at the same time, very often you end up not using it for several missions in a row. Close and personal really helps getting your shotgun to 100% crit chance when you're then point blank, which if you combine it then with killer instinct, maybe rapid fire later on, is just so much guaranteed damage.
I don't want to upgrade this guy just yet. I want to double check that we don't have a trench gun assault yet.
Yeah.
Because if we don't, I do think we actually probably get more value out of close and personal on this character, simply just because of their low mobility, and we're going to be gunning up just to get this flanking shots anyways. Getting a position where we're going to get the value on trench gun from like a blue move is typically probably going to be a less impactful. But then again, we can still run and gun our way into a trench gun at times, right?
Yeah, that can also help.
Bit of a catch-22. Not a whole lot of options here on our Shinobi. So glad we're going to grab.
An argument for trench gun would probably be that he has low mobility, but he has fairly decent aim, so he even gets good shots on the targets that are 3 or 4 tiles away.
Yeah, and Blade Master is just kind of our go-to as well these days.
Yeah, I think that was planned out as a Sword Shinobi anyway.
Oh, I didn't mean to click that rookie promotion, but we did get another gunner with 61 aim, 6 health, 14 mobility. We'll have to make it work. We'll make it work. I don't know what the other one was.
I don't know how. But yeah, we'll make it work.
We should check with
I mean, that's the downside of random promotions.
Yeah. What do we have left? An assault?
I think we were hoping that this one was gonna get the assault, but ranger, assault, technical.
Okay, so the other assault we do have does have trench gun. What do we want to do with Astro Boy? Do we want to try and get the value out of close and personal, or do we want to just go standard trench gun?
Just go trench gun. Trench gun's fun.
Oh yes, as far as characters go for this, let me unpause the co-op character, and if you guys are looking to get your character names in the pool here, that's going to be the redemption. We did get a sharpshooter from that mission, by the way, a Lance Corporal sharpshooter at 75 aims. I mean, this was a 71 rookie. 69.
Pretty
rookie.
good.
Or 69, because they get +4 from Squatty, +2 from Lance Corporal, right? Rupture on a sharpshooter is always fun to do with something like double tap. So I have a feeling this is going to become a very standard sharpshooter for us, especially with this high aim.
Although I'm always, Rupture, what I don't like is you usually, at least I usually have autoloaders on my sharpshooters. And Rupture costs free ammo, and Sniper Rifle has free ammo, so unless you have a full magazine, you're not going to be able to Rupture anything. So,
Well, then there's always Open Fire Executioner, which are also very, very good for a sharpshooter. Just for additional aim on low health targets and starting things off. But I still think it's going to be
we'll
tough
have
from above.
a long time to think about that one still, before we have to make that decision anyway.
I don't think you get +7 for Squatty on sharpshooters. I think it's +4. But I could be incorrect on that one. All right, rookie, we're just going to promote you.
It is actually +7 on Squatty, +3 on Lance Corporal.
Is it really
up to date?
Is it really? That was only +4. Amazing then. Well, then that's okay. A shit rookie. But hey.
Well,
all right. We got another sharpshooter anyways. Another 78 aim now.
Yeah, which she was 71 aim rookie.
Yeah.
So +7 is correct. Yeah.
That's correct. Great. I'm learning something new.
So here's did I see it correctly? Aim assist is there?
Yeah. Additional aim and crit against hollow targeted enemies. Is this ever rapid targeting? Which I don't think so.
No, I usually think then that if we have a hollow targeting officer to run those two together in a squad to get the additional bonus from the hollow targeting, there might be an option, but I don't think we have plans for a hollow targeting officer just yet.
I don't think we do either. If we take a look at our sharpshooters real quick, we're going to notice that we have 4 of them, and they all have kind of pretty incredible aim. Maybe other than Astro Boy, who've already taken Death from Above on. We could grab independent tracking over low profile. Certainly.
Now, if you don't have rapid targeting, don't bother with any other hollow targeting skills, I'd say. Oh, that might be, yeah, independent tracking on that aim assist sharpshooter.
Yeah.
But then again, then you're hollow targeting, you're missing out on steady weapon.
True.
And
yeah,
you're getting more from steady than you get from aim assist.
True, yeah. I don't think that's gonna work.
I don't know.
No, because this is only it's giving aim credit where you're getting 25 from the aim of the stock,
Yeah.
right? We'll see. We'll play around with certain ideas there. But hey, we pulled that mission off with only 1 wound, which, you know, too bad it was on our shinobi. They're kind of secondhand citizens around my campaigns, though. The resistance mech as a reward is one of my least valuable rewards, I would say. There's only really 3 or 4 missions that the mech ever shows up on. They don't have any additional value in your haven while they're just sitting there. We're going to grab it at some point, but I think it's certainly more important to make
It'd be nice
sure
to have that in place for the full retail when it comes, but yeah, we still have some time for that.
Yeah. Okay, so we are expecting Intel Retaliation. We currently have a Lib 2 up that's about to cycle over. We have a Guerrilla Op up. There should be 1 more Guerrilla Op here. And Propaganda. So there's a mission we still haven't seen. With these horrible timers we've had, and I know we've been scanning over here for the most part, I'm worried we have a faceless in this haven. Like, these are just really low timers for as much as we've been scanning. But I mean, that could just also be this gambler's fallacy, right? You know, we've been unlucky with timers this whole campaign. I think we're just scanning for the moment, though, waiting for these 2 missions to go on and waiting for Intel Retaliation to pop.
Our research was a success.
Get some better timers.
Wondering if you could tell me how you feel about all the new classes. Are they fun, useful? Okay, so anything Modgem related is not going to be going on during this series. The series is specifically for just Long War the Chosen and over-explaining that. I'd be more than happy to answer that question probably tomorrow during a Modgem stream, but I want to keep that content separate from this, as this is meant for players new to Long War the Chosen or experienced to learn and not be overwhelmed. Adding in Modgem content here is just muddling the water, if that makes sense. So we did get laser weapons out. I think we probably want to just invest into advanced laser right now. We do have the Illyrium for it. Is that good, Alpha?
Yeah, I think that's the definitely I would do that.
I agree. That is an important task, Commander.
Another room cleared. Fantastic. We are up to 150 supplies, but we still don't have the experience to get Vulture. So we're very close.
Very close with that, and that's a mission that's gonna start within the next day.
We certainly want to just be saving up with that. It's really frustrating only having 1 engineer, but we are about to get a second one on this extract we have, and we do have this recover item. I'm going to keep scanning here. We have 9 days before we have to go get that mech. So let's see if we can't get some decent timers when these cycle over. That's a pretty decent timer for a pretty iffy mission. So this is an extract. We've seen this already. This is the crate mission. We are going to get Abandoned City, which has 2 main maps. One is going to be the bridge overpass with the train. The other is the drop-off depot, like the unloading dock. Both of them are really hard maps to get 12 crates on. One of them can be quite impossible to get 12 crates because one typically spawns outside of the map border. If we queue this up, I think the expectation has to be for 6 to 8 crates. And this is going to be a 5-man team, so we need to be aware of that as well.
Now, Abandoned City, but it's not Lost yet, right? Lost show up when? Level...
Sit rep and then requires a force level 5, maybe?
5, yeah, because we had 4. I'm surprised that it doesn't have Lost, because, like... But I get, or maybe the mission was created before when it was still force level 3.
Yeah, maybe. So I think this will be a 5-man. The goal is certainly going to be 6 crates. And I think we want to get... I think this is much more focused on getting the kills as well and getting mission experience out of it. We're not going to have any form of stealth here. So we have Assault Gunner, Sharpshooter, Grenadier, and probably another Gunner, I think is a fair unit to bring along. This Assault's mobility leaves a lot to be desired.
He's proven his worth this far, so...
I think making an investment here into another AP round, it's probably worthwhile for the Gunner. Not going to be upgrading any of these weapons to laser. Do I have an AP round available? No. But I have nanoscale. But the only person really I'd be concerned about nanoscale is maybe this Gunner. Actually, I'm going to want 2 more AP rounds, right? I'm going to want AP on my Sharpshooter. And then an AP on the Gunner. And I know we picked a Malarium Core, so we can go sell one to keep our supplies at 150 for the incoming Vulture. But I think taking
we can probably sell something, whatever we get on that mission where we get the Sergeant promotion also. Yeah. But yeah, as soon as we run that mission, we want to get Vulture then.
Yeah, I think this is fine for the squad. Double Gunner, something about a lot of damage. Grenadier for, you know, a little bit of control, a little bit of maybe terrain destruction if we get lucky. Sharpshooter for hopefully a good opener. I mean, that last group that we fought, that last mission with the mech double purifier is probably one of the scariest pods we could run into, other than maybe the priest double lancer pod, which could show up on this mission certainly. But I think we have answers for that. So I think I'm just going to queue this up and say, hey, you guys got this.
Yeah, send that on the way. Get us those 12 crates.
12 crates? No, I think that's going to be a 6 to 8 crate mission. It also depends on the map and how our engagements go, right?
Sky Ranger deployed.
Menace, ready to deploy.
Okay, so we just keep scanning for the time being. Now this is hit 100% and we went to strength 4 here. Now we have some additional questions to ask ourselves. And I'm going to jump off the Geoscape so time doesn't pass.
Oh boy. So with strength 4, that means, first of all, we can now get a full retaliation mission in that region.
And we haven't triggered Intel Retail yet. What I'm considering doing, and even though it's maybe a little more passive, is I think Western Europe needs to go on hiding. I don't think with 6 people we're gonna find the full invasion precursor mission with a decent timer, and so going on hiding and putting 200 recruit is probably long term a better solution for us until the strength moves to Eastern Europe, which has higher vigilance and is more than likely going to happen. This would certainly allow us to maybe catch another person or two into the Haven in the meantime. Our timers have not been great already, which is a little concerning, but I don't think they're getting better with strength going up.
Yeah, it might be the solution, because I think so. This is now almost going too deep into the things. The way the retaliations work, right? Both the intel and the full retaliation is whenever your rebels in havens do jobs, supply, intel, recruit, there's a chance this job gets discovered by Advent. If it gets discovered, the so-called retaliation bucket fills up. When the bucket is full, the retaliation triggers. The fact that we haven't triggered the intel retaliation yet tells me that the jobs haven't been discovered that often, and so also the full retaliation bucket is not full yet. So if we go into hiding now, we prevent it. We should prevent it fully. It's not like it immediately triggers the moment you go to strength 4.
Oh yeah, it runs a check every single day to see if the bucket's full. If the bucket is full, it then looks for the requirements, like a haven that has strength 4 in this case, and it looks to have a haven that has more than five or more people on jobs. The reason we would shift down to 2 on recruiting is each faceless counts as 2 personnel on a job. And so if you say had 3 on the job and all these 3 were faceless, because we have no way of knowing at the moment, this would actually be a count of 6, which puts us still at the over the amount required to trigger full retal. By having only 2, even if both these are faceless, which they may not be, the count is only 4 of people working and full retal conditions are not met. And so the safe play is always just only have 2 people working a job if you're hiding in a haven. Each person on a job as well increases the vigilance decay timer. There's a vigilance decay timer where vigilance goes down, I believe, base 5 days, and then each person working increases that timer by 12 hours. And so with 2 people working, I think it's only 6 days, which is acceptable. And the more people you get working, the longer it takes for vigilance to decay. And this has kind of just been the general strategy that we've been adopted by everyone at this point. So
the
Go ahead.
big problem of this is, of course, we're limiting us to only one region where we run missions in, by only having one region for intel, and it is also our starting region, which is already a little bit hot in terms of vigilance. So it's gonna be a rough time, and we don't have enough intel, I think, to expand to a 3rd region yet.
Could I ever imagine getting value out of Kubrick on a Rebel? No, because it doesn't exist. This is Long War the Chosen we're talking about, not Long War 2. Okay, so we are going to come back over to Eastern US. We're going to be scanning here. We still want to keep this mission up. The odds are that strength is moving into Eastern US, since it does have a higher vigilance than the vigilance we have over here in Western Europe, which is at strength 4, vigilance 3. So we're probably going to go back onto intel over here very quickly. It's going to suck a little bit with some of our timers, but long term, for the health of this campaign, to try to get progress on it, I think that's what we need to do.
And we have to take a long, hard look at that smash and grab.
We are going to have
to run it.
Yeah, we are going to have our Liberation 1 in our starting region pop up at 10 to 12. I think this was expected, though we are taking a Templar, Assault, Technical, Grenadier, and a Sharpshooter. Why do I feel like this mission's similar to what we did before? I mean, it wasn't the same squad, of course, but it did not go well.
It is like highest ranking people right now, right?
Yeah.
The various corporals who are just close to sergeant.
Yep.
So we should get like 2 sergeants out of this, maybe 3.
All right, let's dive into it. We're going to have to be moving fast. We don't have anyone to remotely hack, so we need to keep that in consideration with everything we're doing. And we talked about this at the beginning of the stream. Both of us would have probably rolled this campaign again off the first week. We wanted to keep pushing forward with this campaign to show, like, really dive into some of the elements. I think even a Doom campaign can probably teach you a lot more than an extremely successful campaign, as we get to see more of the hard decisions that would need to be made to find success. We do start
you know-
rather far from the objective, and we have to go down and then back up to really get some ground. Very possible that there could be some civilians around here down in this area. So we're gonna hope and pray a little bit right now and just get moving.
On the move.
You were gonna say something, I think, or
The civilians is a good sign. No, it was just regarding the whole. We would have restarted this already. You know, like but some people sometimes mocking you for being the man who constantly runs Gatecrasher. I think the difference between someone doing that on Twitch and someone doing it on YouTube is the guy on YouTube, you don't see his 20 attempts at Gatecrasher because he doesn't release those episodes. It's just like, okay, that's not the one that's gonna go live then.
yeah. And then having put so much time now into this mod specifically, or I guess I should more preface it by saying the game's not very good at telling you you're losing, even in the early game or the mid game or the late game. It's something that's certainly being looked at to be addressed by potential future changes. But having just like a lot of experience, like I don't find the fun in struggling for another 100 hours. Personally, I certainly have more fun when things aren't perfect, but they're doable versus, you know, another 50 missions I'm going to lose anyways. Let's just get it over with now. We
Oh,
do find
I was
two
going-
pods, and both of them are fairly easy pods.
I was going to suggest to just open up and grenade the pod on the left because they're really nicely stacked up and we could get a lot of value out of the needle grenades, but with the second pod in that position, I don't think we can open this turn.
No, I don't think so either. I think we want to keep getting forward. I think both these pods are fairly easy to deal with. We do have the Templar, we do have an assault with trench gun, lightning reflex, or not lightning reflexes, running gun. I think getting up closer, especially since we know that this position is going to be clear, that's even if the enemy was right here, they're not peeking or leaning over.
Yeah, I would try to get line of sight on the third guy on the left pod, so that you can absolutely be sure about the sidelines, and then get the trench gun and the even the technical, maybe trying to get those a little bit closer.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to bring a weird gal up to here. Gives us full vision of this pod, vision of that pod. I'm wondering if I want to bring a typing hate over to this position, as they're going to be able to lob their grenades pretty much wherever we want over here. This will then we bring the Templar up here. Still prevents us from engaging this turn. And I believe
Maybe they're playing nice with us and grouping up next turn. Then you can get the value grenade.
that would be the dream, right? Dreams might come true. Let's see how far this officer wants to wander. Nope, just gonna be a meme at this point. We do need to trigger more than likely. Now I wonder if I move a typing hate here, if this is gonna reveal anything in this area. What's a key indicator for determining if a campaign is lost? If you're taking wounds on all your soldiers, you're probably far behind.
Roger that.
Like on every mission. Bad timers certainly does not help. So we do find the next pod. It is 3 Vipers, and now one of them is certainly in our line of sight, meaning I don't think I can take this engagement this turn. It's gonna get a little.
That's a rough part, yeah.
It's gonna get a little feisty, a little fast here.
Agreed.
But I'm gonna, like, you know, hope and pray real quick that maybe we can get this group to group up. A grenade takes them out, and then we get to focus a lot more on the Viper.
Yeah, I was wondering if we can bring our technical over to the left, maybe opening with a flamethrower on the 3 Vipers if they move nicely. Like even behind the low cover there.
Well, this is low cover back here, and this is still a bit far back. I wonder if it's better to actually get up further. But then if these guys come in, we have some problems. Maybe I do want to just take that position.
Yeah, but don't dash there.
Oh, you think I should go to the double position here?
Yeah, I would probably go all the way through to the high cover position there, yeah. But not in a single move, just to, take a blue move first, take a look around, and then complete the move.
Think I also want to bring we're banking that we're not going to get spotted on our technical right now, which is probably a bad thing to bank on. I think I want to bring corrections here in case we do spot. We can get at least an overwatch from the shotgun value. I think we leave a typing hate where they are, and I think we steady weapon Masa. Yeah, it's gonna get dicey, and I'm for it.
Eyes on the prize.
See if we can't get a good movement right now to help us all out. Now, if only our flamethrower went that far. The Viper's not moving as well is a bit of a concern. That would be value of 3 from the flamethrower, but I think the flamethrower gets more value out of the Vipers. That would definitely guarantee the kill on the trooper, potentially both the troopers, and probably the engineer. Blue doesn't really have a lot of mobility, so we need this officer to come forward to get value there. We can certainly run and gun our way up to a flank on a Viper, as they probably are going to grab this position behind full cover, and that position. If they do that as well, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would get a burn on one of them, not 2 of them. This may need to be a forced reveal.
I think I would have taken a grenade on the engineer group, because we don't have much overwatch value, right? We have 2 SMGs, we have a shotgun, we have a Templar who's not overwatching, and a sniper who's in the back.
Yeah.
So that's barely any overwatch value at all.
Okay, let's open it up with a grenade then. I think that's a good call. We do have full cover positions for most of our folk, and we can hopefully knock these 3 out and go for some control after that. If we do get value out of the Templar Rend, we can kind of mitigate some of the damage by the 1 for all. And we do get a triple kill there, so that's a great way to start. The officer also came forward for us, which is fantastic. And the Vipers came forward unexpectedly. Now, there is one more pod on the map, which we do need to be wary of.
We should be able to get the... Well, first of all, throw an evac.
I need an evac ASAP!
I was hoping we could get 2 Vipers there with the flamethrower, but I don't see the position for the move.
Hold tight.
Not with guaranteed. Like, I could go there and maybe be able to get the burns, but that's a little bit of a risk. I mean, we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 maybe, but I can't guarantee the burns on them. And if we don't get the kills, we're kind of SOL. Now, trench guns is really not going to get a lot of value on that Viper from that position, so it's probably out of the question. 61 is not a bad shot to start with.
Well,
I think
what can our sniper do? Yeah.
Yeah, our sniper has got 61 on that Viper and 59 on the far Viper. So, like, that's not a bad shot. It might be what we need to do there. But our Templar only has 1 action, and I think I know we're going to want our Templar out here, probably trying to bait some damage from things we can't control. But can I take 3 Viper shots. I don't know. We may have to pull the Templar back to this position depending on what we kill and control here. But I think we go for the melee to start off. At least start getting some focus.
You will pay the price.
Our 55 aim Templar hits more often than like my 80 aim Templar I have.
Good.
So I do think we just take the 61 and see what damage we can get here.
Yeah, I think especially with a sniper, it's not like you can do much with a move, so it's just take that shot first.
These soldiers, man. These soldiers.
Leave everything at 1 HP.
So I'm very tempted to go here with a Weird Gal, even though this puts her in half cover to try and burn this Viper, and then follow up with corrections to kill this Viper. There is one more pot on the map that could be down here, which is a little scary. I mean, the other option is we don't care about the corpse and we try to go for tile destruction and AoE damage while staying in full cover.
Yeah, we've got that option for sure. So here's what I was also thinking. You could, and that's a little bit of a risky move. You could run and gun our assault to that other Viper, right? To that rightmost Viper.
Then we have a trooper. I think our assault's gonna have to kill this officer.
Yeah. Yeah, my idea was basically to run gun there, stun gun then the far Viper and add as a bait for a Viper hack for the one you're next to. But with the trooper being there, there's no guaranteed way to make the trooper shoot our Templar. I think that's too risky, especially with the officer also at 1 HP.
I think this is the rocket here.
Yeah, let's rocket that.
Rockets away!
Get rid of one of the snakes.
Didn't destroy that pillar and loot destroyed. So I think we're gonna have to use our Templar as some bait here for the Vipers. Hopefully for a grab, if possible. There's a real possibility this Viper's gonna come and flank a Weird Gal now, but I think we have to deal with what we have in front of us, which is this officer probably needs to die.
Yeah.
If you say so.
You know,
Thankful-
for an activation like that, I think that's a good
Holding this
good situation to be in.
We are going to get the grab on our Templar, which is perfect.
my suffering increases.
We're going to get a grab on a Weird Gal, which is perfect.
I need a med kit here!
And the trooper does get a flank on our officer, or on our assault, and going to get a crit. I would have thought they still would have gone for the Templar having the minus 30 defense, but it clearly wasn't going to be a kill shot. So our assault is going to pay the price for that, certainly.
I mean,
No.
minus 30 defense just means that he has the same defense as everybody else, right? So it's...
No, he has minus 30 because he has 0 defense.
Barely a hit.
Sniper not getting the full value I would be hoping for there. But we are going to be able to... I think we can easily clean all this up by moving our Grenadier here to kill the Viper. We can then use a Weird Gal to get this Viper out of position. We can always get corrections up here on either the Viper or the Trooper. So I'm fairly confident with our ability to kill everything left on the map.
Evidence located. Hostile target
I
down.
have the asset.
Could even go for a burn on the Viper if I'm feeling a little concerned here. Using corrections. Where is this Viper located? That's not a flank. Oh, the Templar's giving the Viper cover. Okay, I think the safer play is you back corrections up. And I think you just throw the grenade for the Viper.
Frag out.
This way we can use a Volt on the Viper. Rend the Trooper.
For my people.
On the move.
Bring a Weird Gal up over here and hopefully guarantee this kill. I would be surprised if we can't get 2 points of damage.
Threat located. X-ray neutralized. Target package secured.
Now we know there's one more pot on the map. We also know that we have to get to this objective and that we don't have anyone to remotely hack. I think it's fairly safe. So we had a pod here, this pod here. There's one more pod on the map. I think it's fairly safe just to move our Templar here instead of one frawling and try to get our Templar up there onto the objective. No sound alerts, so let's see if we can't use blue to find that last pod, which is up over here. We have a Purifier, Officer, Surveillance Drone.
Yeah, it's not too bad. We have our run gun available, but probably everything's too far away to actually get value out of this right now.
I think this might be a typing hate up here to go grenade the Purifier, but I'm a little concerned about blowing up the truck. I don't think our sniper's moving and I think taking this 80% shot off the get-go is probably what we do every single time. And it tells us what other value we have.
Yeah, get rid of it.
You want some more?
Fantastic. I'm not sure. Like, it's probably too risky to do any sort of invert play here, right? Because if you invert the Purifier, the officer shoots us in the face.
Yes.
If you invert the officer, the Purifier.
I think if we bring a Weird Gal here, we can flashbang the Purifier. We could then pull our Templar back and then set up to kill next turn on both of them.
Yeah.
Heading out.
Just gotta keep in mind that we need to do the hack within the next 3 turns, right?
Yep.
You watching?
I would hate that the Templars have a shield. I love that Templars have a shield. I am going to bring a typing hate up. I want to see if we can get this grenade actually on the officer, which we can, which I think is actually probably the play right now. Get some of that early damage. Because the Templar is so fun with the shield.
Yeah, I think it gives more variety to the class than what you have in Vanilla War of the Chosen, where it's really just, oh, I guess this turn I'm gonna rend. This turn I'm also gonna rend.
Purifier's 5 mobility. I'm just going to 1 for all here. We can take the hit from the officer 100% of the time. All right, I think we're in a healthy position to get these kills that we're looking for here. So we're just going to, I think, invert this officer out here. We do need to be sure that we are going to be getting to the hack, and we're going to have someone for that in just a moment. Our Templar is not going to be able to actually kill this Purifier in 1 hit, so this is going to allow us to generate focus, get a little bit more damage on the Purifier, and then move away. In fact, we're going to get no damage from that. This may end up just being a stun on the Purifier while we go for control and the hack with everyone else. And I think that has to...
Especially also keep in mind, we don't really want to kill the Purifier in that position. Because if he blows up, he might blow up the car, which might blow up our objective.
Disappointingly enough, our flamethrower did the max amount of damage there.
Moving to position.
Killing the officer and destroying some loot.
Objective located. Menace 1-5, this is Avenger. We have positive confirmation of the target package. Move to acquire.
So we are going to go for the stuns. We're going to hack that, move away, and then kill this guy next turn. When people are in safer positions. I am just going to move my sharpshooter up, even though he has no ammo. Because we are going to get ready to be getting out of here from evac.
Attempting hack.
It does suck that our assault is the one who keeps getting injured, and we keep taking injuries on every mission. But this is another Liberation 1. This is going to get us the experience that we need.
Menace 1-5, status confirmed.
And that it also gives us the intel if we want to expand to a third region.
I wonder if this is Volt, move away, and then shotgun for the additional aim.
Yes, probably. Or we could vote.
I
Check if it makes sense to rent and move away. We're not gonna roll. We're gonna roll 6 damage here.
Dude, I don't know if I feel that lucky, right? 1, 2, so I should be fine to go to this position with corrections. This is why we didn't want to kill them until after we got the objective, because he blew up the van, which would have also blown up the objective there. So you know, kind of played that well. Maybe not fully meaning to, but quite happy with the results.
It's time to go.
Again, I apologize, corrections, for all that damage you took. I really thought the Templar would have been shot by that trooper. But ooh, and our Templar can't get out this turn. But we also know that RNF is not coming in right now, so we can leave with everyone else and be 100% okay.
Maybe with the Templar and the what we were talking about with the defense, right? So 1 for all gives them minus 30 defense. The Templar shield gives them the equivalent of half cover at any point, which is also 30 defense. Like, you don't see it actually in the defense stat, but effectively, so if they 1 for all plus the shield, they're also then effectively at 0 defense, like any other trooper standing out in the open.
Yeah, I wasn't considering that with my negative 30 defense statement. Certainly. I mean, we had to put our assault in that position and guarantee that kill on the officer.
You know, it was a necessary move, and yeah, that's you know, that's what I was always complaining about in my Templar class video about. You can't make the Templar tank, like the enemy is not guaranteed to shoot them. If they have a other target that's just as juicy, they'll probably shoot that. But yeah.
So with our assault, we're looking at getting Killer Instinct. When you activate Run and Gun, you're going to get additional crit damage for the rest of your turn. I passed the technical. It's obvious we're taking Shredder there, so we've gone over that a few times, right?
Is it though?
Is it taking Shredder on a technical over what? Burn? We'll go back to that. But yeah, I think this is...
It's like I've been flip-flopping between Burnout and Shredder on the technical. I think both are good. I don't think we need to go into any more detail there.
Yeah, I think we're taking Killer Instinct here, though.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Just so much additional damage. And our Grenadier, we've definitely planned this out a little bit. We were going to have a conversation when we get to Staff Sergeant, but for now, I believe we're taking boosted cores. We're definitely leaning into the heavy ordnance with needle grenades. An elite expanded magazine's fantastic for a gunner. Advanced laser sight's always good to see. Another autoloader and laser sight.
We're getting thin on manpower, Commander.
Now, immediately we are going to the black market. I know we probably can find Liberation 2 and other things on the map, but we're going to the black market. We're selling at least one of our Illyrium cores, and we're going to go buy Vulture. Vulture is one of the most important things to be buying and picking up in the early campaign. I'm going to sell 5 of these cores, actually, at this point, because it's going to double your loot. And it pays for itself immediately.
And I would even then check if there's any other loot that we can sell. Like, I'm not a huge fan of basic laser sights. Like 4% crit is not really.
I think you also sell the conditioning. I don't think.
PCS, yeah.
I don't think we're putting that on anyone.
Yeah, and we're getting double paid for that.
So Vulture, 150 supplies. Enemies will often drop an additional item with every timed loot drop. This is 2 Elerium cores instead of 1 when you kill like sectoids. Very,
Well,
very
the
good
chance
value.
to get 2 instead of 1, right?
More often than not, yeah. I think we have to keep scanning in Eastern US, look for a few more missions, and keep the missions rolling.
We don't have a cheaper contact cost, right? For one of the regions.
Don't believe so.
Commander, as of right now, we don't have enough intel to get a solid bearing on the local resistance.
So we
forces
could,
in
in
that
theory,
area.
make contact, but I always like to keep 30 intel on in the pocket in case we need to boost something emergency. So I don't think we want to make a new contact right away.
Yeah, I think we want to get to that 130 first, and then get a third region open, especially with a strength 4 in our second region already. Even on low vigilance, is rather frustrating. Okay, so strength went from Western Europe into Eastern US. We just caught that. We definitely do not want full retaliation, but we are still looking to take a normal retal. I think these guys are going on hiding, and I think these guys are going back on intel.
Yeah, I think we can do that.
So we'll just put 2 on recruit here.
Now, I'm not sure if we talked about rebel levels on rebels. So I saw just now when you were putting 2 people on recruit in Eastern US, you selected Laurent Roux, I think that's pronounced, for one of those. So with each supply drop, I think there's a chance that your rebels level up. So it doesn't matter if they are on missions or anything like that. So they can get a level. You can see they gained a level by looking at the perks. Like if they have 2 perks, they're level 2. If they have 4 perks, they're level 3. And higher level rebels are just more effective.
Leveling up does not mean that they are not a faceless, though. The rebels in your haven that are faceless can also level up, and there is no way to tell the difference. While they may be more effective, they may be more effective faceless. We don't know. It's typically worth the gamble of putting your higher level people on jobs if you are putting people on hiding and switching your jobs around.
Setting course for Western Europe.
We're still going to keep this engineer going. We were already planning on over-infiltrating this to 125%. This still may be a 10 to 12, which is fine for a 6-man squad. And we definitely need that engineer. Two of our rookies have come out of the GTS now. We now have a sharpshooter, another one, we're up to 5, and another gunner. We have a rookie here, 18 mobility and 58 aim. You want another shotgun ranger, or you want another assault?
I think yes. I want another shotgun ranger or another assault. Man, I kind of really want to say a shotgun ranger, just because 18 mobility is so rare, and it's kind of overkill on assault with run gun. Is it though? I don't know, because we only have 2 assaults, and
I think this needs to be an assault. I think it
Yeah.
needs to be an assault. I think lightning reflex is going to give us more value. And I think our rangers need to become shooting rangers when we get them at this point. I think it's an assault.
Yeah, okay.
I know you love your shotgun rangers. Hey, we could have made him a shinobi. Scout the whole map in 1 turn. Probably triggering everything else as well.
Yeah, I think that's if you have high mobility shinobis, you often like, oh, but I just scouted a blue move, and then you ran into a drone.
Now, the last mission I skipped over was a 5-day timer in a strength 4 region, not something I'm considering running. But this is a 7-day timer to counter a dark event that gives us intel in a small town with high explosives.
Since we're only Well, we're infiltrating 2 missions right now, right? Yeah, I would
Yeah.
infiltrate it, but that's probably also a mission if we get a retaliation that we might have to cancel to get people back.
Setting
I
course
agree.
for the
I think we
Eastern
take advantage of
US
this though.
precinct.
Countering dark events is always good, even if they're shitty ones.
Commander, I've got trace chemical readings throughout that
And
area
it's
showing a mix
experience.
of volatile compounds. If we're not careful, that whole place could end up on fire.
Our squads are an absolute mess, and I love it. Let me take a look at our Haven advisors real quick. I probably definitely want to grab our Western US Haven advisor. Or Western Europe Haven advisor. We'll get new ones in there in a moment. Make sure that we're still getting some experience on these. It's our shotgun specialist as well. But it is bonded with our technical, so I think that's important. Now, recover item from an advent facility. This is an evac with flare. I do think we want to bring one of our sharpshooters, probably our death from above one, since this is certainly going to be a little bit of a dicier mission, being in a higher strength area, having higher level folk to help guarantee kills, and it's certainly going to be important.
We do have laser weapons researched, right? So
Yeah.
it makes sense to maybe bring a logical there. Bring yourself. Play with yourself a little bit. Oh, hang on, but he's also shotgun range.
No, he's not.
No, is he not? No.
He's walk fire locked on.
But yeah, so taking advantage, we got the new technology, so take advantage of someone who can get the most value out of that.
Well, we do not have a lot of AP rounds available. They seem to all be preoccupied. I am going to buy 2 more of these. One to make sure we have it on our sharpshooter, one to make sure we have on the ranger. Both of them get quite a lot of advantage out of that. I don't know if I need the nanoscale on the ranger right now. I think that nanoscale probably is better suited somewhere else. We are still trying to keep people at high mobility, which is a little bit of an issue we seem to be having with some of our guys today. Does look like this is going to be a 5-man unless I want to try to eke out a little bit more, maybe with some suppressors. I have 1, so if anything that goes on the sniper rifle, but I don't think that's going to be enough. No, so I think this is going to be a 5-man. But then hopefully we hit the vulnerable, dropping into a strength 3, still 10 to 12, but certainly doable. Let's make sure we also have a flashbang, I think, on the ranger here, since if we're going to shoot into armor. Maybe a frag, actually, depending on the grouping. Might be worth to have a second frag grenade.
Yeah.
Don't think we have any depth perception yet. I don't think we have any PCSs apparently anymore. Capable group. I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, I think that looks. They should be able to do that.
Man, I was supposed to take retaliation today, but it's almost been 2 hours. And we were talking about taking, splitting it up and taking.
But we also talked about doing that after the retaliation. So I think you need to keep going here.
Oh yeah, I'm certainly going to do at least 1 more. This campaign's not exactly doing what I thought it would do, to say the least. I don't know if it's worth to go grab this mech. I mean, this is 2 full days of scanning, which is 8 ticks of +4 intel to searching for a job, right? Because it's every 6 hours that it calculates it.
What I really like about the mechs though is like we haven't had our full retail yet, and on a full retail this early in the game, the mech is forced to be reckoned with. Like he has a weapon that does more damage than anyone in our squad. He has the magical non-loot and corpse discovery destroying micro missiles.
I'm gonna go grab it then, since we do have 3
I'm
missions.
a fan of resistance mechs.
Just get good timers.
Hang on, what is that red burning emission that's right next to it?
Abbott are retaliating. I didn't know we had tutorials on. So here's what I think you're actually doing. I think this dark event's getting canceled right now.
Yes.
Setting course for Sector 10, Eastern United
And,
States.
but we might actually be able to, yeah. So cancel the dark event. Get our Haven advisor out of Eastern US.
And I think I put the Shinobi here, I believe. Yeah. So this is the intel retaliation that we were talking about. A Chosen is going to show up here. I want to take a look at our roster real quick. Technical, Grenadier, Specialist, Templar, Ranger, Sharpshooter.
I don't think we have anything else we can sell on the black market right now. We sold everything. We sold our heart, our soul. Yeah, just set it up now.
Well, I'm wondering if we want to do this mission to bring anyone back, but I don't think we need to. I think we want to over-infiltrate this.
Yeah, I think we actually have to over-infiltrate that. I'm not feeling too confident about this squad right now.
Setting course for Sector
So,
7, Western Europe.
and I really wanna. I think I wanna run this, and then probably the troop column.
Yeah,
with full intel boost.
over the dark event.
Yeah.
So Templar, Specialist, Technical.
Unless we want to reveal the dark event, we can do that after the retail. Talk about that, because there could be, like, if it's some really nasty dark event like Alien Cipher or something like that. So let's talk about retaliation. So this is our very first mission where Chosen will show up, and this one is going to be a little bit tricky because in your campaign on the first retaliation, you don't know which Chosen will show up. So you kind of have to build a squad that is able to deal with each and every one of the Chosen. Now, this early in the campaign, you don't have that many tools either way, so I would always keep three things in mind for the Chosen. So, you want to have a gunner on the squad for suppression, because the Chosen Warlock will always start with close combat specialist, so anyone who comes within 4 tiles gets shot in the face. You can disable that by suppressing the guy or by setting him on fire. So a gunner, kind of necessary for the suppression. A technical, if we also have that to burn him, would be really nice.
One thing we are missing from even an option to bring right now is an assault versus the hunter, and that's just something we're gonna have to live with. But that is the other thing that I would want to always have is an assault, so you have lightning reflexes to help clear the hunters ready for anything that he currently has, meaning after he shoots, he goes into Overwatch. We will be able to bait that shot a little bit with the Templar, which is why, even though it's going to sacrifice a little bit of our mobility, I'm going to make sure I have a medkit on the Templar, as he might be taking a wound or two.
Yeah, and the third Chosen, to kind of prepare for the Assassin, you can't really prepare for this early in game. So for the Assassin, you basically want to have heavy hitters in your squad, like the most damage you can do with a single attack. But we don't have Deadeye, we don't have Cyclic Fire yet. Like, these are all perks that are later in the game, so Assassin we just have to handle. Finally, Intel Retaliation is a revealed start mission, so we don't have any concealment unless we bring a Shinobi. And all retaliations are missions where, I think all retaliations are missions where all enemies that are on the map are on yellow alert from the get-go. So that makes it a little bit tricky to not get shot in on enemy activations.
But we're going to do our best. So what I have queued up here is I actually have 2 sharpshooters, a ranger, grenadier, technical specialist, and Templar, and the gunner. I don't have the assault, which is certainly something I would love to have here, but everything else should be able to hopefully play a part in contributing to killing the Chosen. If it is the assassin, our heavy hitters are going to be our laser rifle ranger, maybe even sawed-off shotgun, depending on how low she is on the second turn. Sniper rifles can do their 3 to 5, and the cannon and doing the 4 to 6 for that little bit of damage. I am bringing a lot of AP rounds. We are at force level 4, so we do have mechs, purifiers on the map, potentially. So you want to make sure that we can quickly eliminate those as well. We don't want to be dealing with more threats than we have to at a time. The Templar is real strength, no matter what chosen we're going to be going up against right now, is the ability to take hits and distract other units. I don't think the Templar is very good at dealing with the chosen anymore, since they now all have invert immunity, which is really what made invert one of the strongest picks in the game previously, and certainly needed a might have been a little strong against the chosen, but the Templar value has certainly gone down since that change.
I guess we didn't have another Shinobi ready, right? We have the one in the Haven.
Yep, just the one in the Haven that we can use to draw back.
That's gotta be good enough.
Give us line of sight. Let's give it a go. Yeah, the chosen got invert immunity. I'm sorry that Grobo has watched my stream and watched me bully the chosen.
Squad green to deploy.
I think the Warlock bullying was still one of my most fun engagements.
I
Right?
think you can kind of bully the Warlock even without invert.
Yeah, I think you can still bully the Warlock pretty well.
Yeah.
The Hunter. Oh man, inverting the Hunter into like positions was so much fun.
I liked the one time in my first campaign where I surrounded the Hunter with all the rebels that I had on the map, so he couldn't move on his chosen reactions.
Grognan, how are you? Suppression immunity. Oh. Well, the Hunter in a future build may be getting a little bit of a nerf. We'll have to discuss that when that happens. So, fortunately, we started in a high ground position here for our snipers to take some advantage. The Chosen is not on the map yet. The Chosen doesn't show up until you end your turn. So that's something to consider.
Quick thing. I'm confused by your device having 18 health only. Is that normal?
That's normal.
Am I getting really 18?
Yeah. That is
But
normal.
That scales later into the campaign, right?
Yes.
Okay. No, carry on that.
All right, so we do get to start on the roof, which is great. We're going to be able to hopefully maybe put a sharpshooter up here and maybe one in this corner. So I think there's several ways people go about doing this. I tend to start with my rebels. I want to get some information early on if there's a pod nearby. And then my current strategy is also to pull back away from the relay. Since the Chosen, especially the Assassin, will aggress onto us, getting the Chosen out into a position where I can start doing damage and controlling them, I think is very, very important. Now, something to consider against the starting Chosen, and this is only going to really ring true on your first retaliation, is they have not trained yet. While the Chosen are not revealed, or the first time they are revealed as well, they are doing a passive action called training, where they are gaining some of that XCOM deck type rows, where they get additional abilities and passives. So since they have not been training, none of them have their version of lightning reflexes called moving target, which, unlike lightning reflexes, which is getting a reduced aim and chance on every hit, theirs is consistent. For every reflex shot, there is a reduced chance to hit them there. Since they do not have this, Overwatch is now much more prominent. The issue is the Assassin will go into hiding initially, which is fine. You don't actually want to Overwatch her, and the Hunter kind of fucks off. The Warlock, on the other hand, you can absolutely do a massive amount of damage upon his reveal, as he typically is going to reveal somewhere in your line of sight before running to a full cover position. So we definitely want to try to keep some advantage of the Overwatch early on.
Indeed. And the other thing with moving the rebels, I think in this we have a kind of nice map because it's not too far away from our squad. What I really like to do is like grouping up, bringing the squads together. The rebels on their own will not be able to hold their ground against any serious pod. So really making them meet up with the main squad is what helps them stay alive.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to start by getting some information with Chloe. We're going to find out if there's a pod grouping up on us in the house. I know for a fact that there is a pod here and that there is a pod here. And I know this because experience. So there's really only one more pod that's going to be floating. More typically, this pod is going to be somewhere on the left side of this map here, and they're going to be coming in. As Avad mentioned earlier, every pod on this map does start on yellow alert. So since this pod is not super close to us, I'm going to take full advantage of that by moving all our rebels out. And we're just going to only blue move them because I want to have them in a position to overwatch.
Absolutely.
The Chosen also will not act on their first turn, meaning they are only going to scatter.
I'm going.
Confirmed.
So
We can use our
bets?
Shinobi to scout as well next turn, I
Any
think.
bets which chosen we will run into?
I'm trying to think of which one I think would be the most fun to engage with for the first time. Honestly, the Warlock might be a lot of fun here.
Yeah, I have to say, like I think the Warlock is for me the best one, the most interesting one to fight at the moment.
Gonna start scouting a little bit with a weird gal who's not gonna be taking any shots herself. Just making sure that, yeah, there is nothing over here as expected. Now, our sharpshooters. Part of the issue is we're not going to get a whole lot of value if we're fighting over in this direction from this position. I wonder if we want to start rotating this way, even though there is a pod here, and keep them out of the action long enough. The other option is we just get one of them up here. And so if the fight is in this area, or this pod over here decides to come up, we have some value.
I think on that little advent post is a really good position for one of them, and I would actually leave the other one on the gas station just to be able to steady this turn.
Got it covered.
Oh, yeah. I think you certainly want someone in this corner. What if the Chosen just res ledge on the stronghold over and over again? I mean, they do respawn if you don't kill their sarcophagus quick enough over and over again. Thankfully, they're pretty deadly, so you don't want to do that. But they're... I certainly might have farmed a lot of Illyrium and alloys off of the Assassin one time.
I'm trusting you here.
I think I just want those civilians to scream for me so I know if it activated anything. Them yelling and not activating means this pod's way out here.
That's an interesting approach with the yelling activation thing.
It's just you know.
Got it.
Look, it's a game mechanic, you know, and I'm a gamer.
Well, technically, it's the mod that shows you that information.
I'll lead the way.
Oh, sure.
You're basically just blatantly cheating.
Yes.
Might as well
blatantly
just
cheating.
use the console to kill all enemies.
Who is it? Oh, we know. Oh, it's our favorite. We have the Assassin. Well,
Strengths, none. Oh, that should be easy then.
yeah. The Assassin, the easiest chosen. Probably still gonna do some damage, but very, very predictable. When did we
So,
turn on tutorials?
I think I started the campaign and I don't have advanced options in my startup, so I couldn't disable tutorials.
The Elder's assassin, and
We
she's
also see
moving
some
to the
an advent
AO.
pod there on the right behind that tree.
Yes, we do. All right, so the Assassin,
Oh,
as we expected,
yeah.
went into hiding. She didn't break any of these windows, so she's still outside this building over here. Now, we could decide to take the hit.
Could have come in through the garage, right? The door is open there on the garage.
Oh, the window's broken, actually. Wait, but you can't jump over this.
Oh yeah, no. Okay, there's a gas tank there. Huh. Interesting. So yeah, so she's hiding. The only way to reveal her in that stage is you have to move someone to a position where you're flanking her. So without knowing where she is. That's pretty tricky, unless you randomly run around the place, or you have a battle scanner or specialist with scanning protocol.
Well,
Why would you have that?
Well, there's another option as well to potentially reveal her, assuming she's still in this area. One, you can't tile scan for the Chosen. They have some like anti-tile scanning code on them. But if she's in this general area, we could throw a grenade and try to do some damage that way and reveal her. We also kind of want to trigger this pod right now, so at least we have some form of engagement and value, since the assassin, while she's in stealth, will not take Overwatch when she runs up to the XCOM unit that she wants to hit next turn. So trying to get her out of stealth early is very, very important. We actually know as well, because Destructibles, that the assassin is where we expected her to be, near the gas tank. And
Interesting. Now, the problem is, if you do that, you cannot move that rebel. So the assassin, maybe we should go a little bit in detail. Each Chosen has Chosen reactions. That means whenever you do damage to them, they get a reaction action. For most Chosen, that's really just movement or a defensive action. The assassin can actually attack with these actions. So she will move towards the nearest soldier with those 3 movements, and if you keep damaging her, she will then attack someone if she is next to them. So having this guy stuck on that position would not allow us to move them back when the assassin moves next to them. But our sniper has a shot.
Yeah, and to further expand on the assassin mechanics, why the assassin is considered the easiest Chosen currently is because of her predictability. You'd know the assassin is going to move towards the closest person that she wants to attack if she is next to, at an angle, or directly next to, so anywhere in the 8 squares around a soldier, and you hit her, her primary action is to swing. Every time she swings her sword, she's going to increase her damage that her sword does. That does not reset until capture. And then Harbor Wave is based on the damage of her sword, so you don't want to group up. So the strategy is to kite her back as far as you can, as often as you can, until you are no longer able to kite her anymore, like she's going to end up next to someone, and then you leave her in that position. We are going to use our sniper here to destroy this. This is going to allow our civilian here to pull back, allow us to get additional damage on her. There's a world where we also don't do too much damage to her and just go into Overwatch, depending on what shots we can actually take. Every time we do damage to her from any source, she's going to get additional damage reduction that's going to clear at the start of her turn. But I think for right now, we're just going to take this shot with Masa, blow everything we can up, and watch as the assassin ran that way.
Oh, that also revealed that group?
From
No, it didn't. What?
squad site, I have vision of them, but I don't have,
But they didn't activate. What?
Yeah.
Oh, we have. Do we have not a Shinobi there somewhere? Maybe that's why we see them.
Our Shinobi cannot see them. Lena can, our civilian.
For some reason they didn't scatter. Do we just take that gift and snipe the trooper?
I'm quite tempted to, yes. So what? Because the other thing I'm considering right now, right, is we want to spread these civilians out because we don't want to take Harbor Wave from this position. The assassin is no longer in stealth. By leaving her there, she would then have to use movement to get up to slash anyone, and we could start moving like Vincent around here, probably keep Teresa where she is, move another Teresa up closer, move Shane over, move Chloe over. This would allow only maybe 1 or 2 to eat the Harbor Wave if she Harbor Waves at all. It also would probably force her to use 2 mobility to move up, 2 AP to move up, and her 3rd AP only being 1 swing, instead of moving and getting multiple swings on someone like Lena. So I don't think we actually really want to do too much damage to the assassin, if any more damage at all this turn. Instead, I do think we want to activate, get this trooper corpse out for the sectoid, and then allow our people to move back and avoid the Harbor Wave.
Yep. The only thing to consider is maybe doing a little bit more damage so that we can actually kill the assassin next turn. Oh, that's gonna be rough. Probably gonna take 2 more turns to kill her anyway. That didn't even scatter. What? Did you break the game again? Didn't I tell you to stop breaking the game?
I don't know how, but apparently I did. I think we need to trigger that regardless. I could see us taking another shot on the assassin, certainly. I'm trying to think of who I would want to do that, though. I think it needs to be an assault rifle. It might need to be this Teresa from this position, and then Berg. Actually, it could be Berg from this position, and we move Vincent over.
On my way.
Because I'm just trying to avoid the harbor wave. Well, Teresa Berg.
Never commit to strike unless you are
Well, chosen do not get a reaction if you don't do damage. It's just a reaction if you damage them. So it's not a ruler reaction, but a prime reaction if you're familiar with the prime enemies from Better Advent.
on my way.
I think I'm just gonna pull Vincent back here. We did give a
That
corpse up to
triggered
the
that
sectoid.
sectoid.
All right, I'll go.
I do not want to do that. I don't think I want 2 hits onto Spooky. I think we're going to have the assassin potentially up for 2 more turns. So I think this is all about just getting up there this turn. I think I'm going to use Spooks to try and scout
Position now.
for this next pod.
Hostile forces spotted.
We found them. So this is the
that's good information.
So this is the assassin. So suddenly, like a weird gal's value goes down. Typing hates still has the grenades, which can be good. But we already got rid of her armor, didn't we?
Can you scroll over to that advent plot? I want to see the corner of the building. If we can get maybe our Templar and our technical close to them without... Yeah, there's no window in the back corner.
Yeah.
There's a closed door.
Then we
So-
just move like the Templar over here.
Yeah, because the Templar has no value at all against the Assassin, right?
I see the path.
We can't invert her, we don't want to rend her, and we don't have focus for Volt. And so the Assassin gets, each time you hit her, she also gets a shield, gets a stacking buff for damage reduction. So you do 20% less damage to her. Multiplicative, I think, with each attack, or is it 25? Well, she gets damage reduction. That resets at the start of the assassin's turn. So, which is one of the reasons why you also kind of don't want to burn her or to put any sort of damage over time effects on her, because they tick at the start of the well, they tick after the reset and start stacking that damage reduction buff right away again. So not really what we're going to use against her, so our technical can do more good against that advent group.
Yeah, and so what I've done is I've started moving a few folk over this way to deal with this pod. I'm getting our civilians spread out. This could bait the harbor wave. She hasn't swung yet. Teresa does have 8 here. We have 5 here. We should be fine initially. I don't think we'll get a harbor wave here, though she may try to go into a position to get both. She won't harbor wave a single person. It always has to be a group, and it's like a cone that goes out. So I do think these positions are fine. I also think, because I don't think we're going to be able to kill her this turn. I think the Overwatch value is good here. And so I do think we go on Overwatch. What does burning disable on the assassin? I don't think it disables anything. It might disable her gun that she hardly uses anyways, but even then I don't think it does.
Scanning.
I think burning always disables the secondary effects, so it should disable the gun for the assassin. She does have hit and run, So the gun is actually can be quite bad if she starts in a good position. But I still don't. I'd say it's not worth it.
So there was the
Because-
harbor wave that we expected.
Yeah. Sector is going for a corpse. Okay.
And it was onto our civilians. One of the reasons we want to bait harbor wave onto our civilians is they get full HP back as soon as they're back in the haven. As long as they don't die, they are just immediately useful once again.
I'll get him next time. All right, that one hurt.
Trooper getting some value early on.
The pain would be empowering. At one time, your people fought honorably.
That might make for an interesting needle grenade there. Those guys.
Yeah, I think the play is we start dealing with this other pod first and then come back to the assassin. I did bring our Grenadier up on the roof here. There's a lot of civilians here, which is a little bit of a problem.
For them.
I think I'm going to try and get these civilians to move just to save a little bit of will. I don't think I'm going to be able to get the grenade on the engineer anyways. And this will go focus on our Templar. Then I can grenade these two. And the gunner's too far back for me to want to just grenade with the group.
My strike surges forth.
Really? Only one of them? Are these guys faceless? These guys are going to die now. Good job, Templar.
Remember your training.
I think I just move him back to the full cover position. Hey, we got another one to move. Okay, we're only going to lose 2 will. I think I move up a little bit for this.
If you move behind the dumpster, maybe you get a better.
Oh, I don't want to be in that full cover position. I don't think. Oh, I thought that was going to let me lob it over in a better way. Did I saw it. Stupid civilian.
There was a place where you also were hitting the engineer.
Was there? Oh, freaking pixel hunting.
I saw his health bar light up for a second there.
It's okay. I got 2 of them. Yes, if you don't know, you have a 10% chance when killing a civilian to lose 2 will. All right, Teresa here has salvo, right? So we can throw a grenade and then move her. And these are trash cans. I think we can get the grenade value right there and destroy them, as well as destroying the last pip of armor.
Get ready for a surprise!
Try to get this assassin more in the open for us as well.
There is no honor in this.
Oh, that's a very tempting shot on the sector also. Although I would also say the 2 rebels that were hit by the harbor wave, I would really, if we wanna... We only have 6 rebels in this region, right? So I think there's a lot of value keeping these guys alive, so running them away as far as possible.
I definitely want to kite. I'm wondering if it's worth trying to get a logical to get a shot. The assassin moves to Lena. Lena moves back. The assassin moves to Vincent. Vincent moves back, and we leave her there. So we get 3 more shots. This would be maybe 4 more shots. This would be probably 3 to 5. We have 2 sniper shots. Maybe we start with a sniper shot, actually. 69, though I think we can get better. 76 might be the way to go here. Then we could also go in suppression with her for full damage from the gunner right before Overwatch's trigger. I think that's the shot I want to take.
Yep. That seems good.
Grazing the assassin down certainly gets a little annoying. Well, lucky us. She's actually not next to this person. She needs to be directly next to him for her blade to work. So that's 100% shot for sniper rifle damage, which I think we take. Alora, how are you? Down to 3 because of impact compensation. We're still going to keep taking the damage we can.
Yeah.
All right. So Lena, we're just going to move back to begin with. We're going to then move back a second time after.
I hope it's worth it.
I think a logical gets the most damage here now. More than the cannon. For the first shot at least. And we really just want to do as much damage as possible this turn. Good job, Illogical.
Well, he was just trying to get that locked on value, right?
Clearly. All right, Vincent. We're definitely gonna have to double move you away. Let's start with just a blue move back here, and then I think we're going further back.
Absolutely.
Now, I don't know if I really want to do too much more damage to her right now. Like, I don't think we're really getting that much value with 50% DR.
No, yeah, let's leave her there. I
We'll
think
go into
15 health that she has with the 2 sniper shots, and then maybe both barrels should be enough next turn to get an easy kill.
So now I got to consider over here a gunner. Well, the last pod I believe is over here. I'm wondering if it's worth killing the gunner with our shinobi right now.
Yeah, gunners do surprisingly a lot of damage, so I think that's the play. And then we have the flamethrower for the engineer, and hopefully some way to kill the sectile.
Okay, so I did blue move first. I wanted to verify that I wasn't going to pull this pod by doing this action. And I did pull the pod by doing this action, so that pod's not where I thought it was, I guess. Good thing we have 8 protocol.
Aren't you bragging about, oh, experience, I know where that pod is?
Because that's where they spawn.
Check it before you get too close.
No, the yelling triggered them.
Oh, so they're not... Huh. There's some... behind the building, in the building?
Yeah, somewhere over there.
Okay, so they didn't trigger at all. I would probably still, if we have one to spare, 8 protocol that shinobi. Because, you know, yellow dot... gonna be our friend.
Get the burn on the engineer for that control. Oh, it's like the game knew that we wanted to aid protocol spooks. Then let's see what we can do about this sectoid. We have Teresa here who can't see the sectoid. 9 mobility is how many tiles? 5? This would take 2 AP to bring.
6.
Man, I want to get Teresa Berg further off then, don't I? Even if I can't see the sectoid. Lena's coming over here. No doubt about that.
What's over there?
I think we do suppress. If we get the hit, we get the full value of the damage. Stukov, how are you? Do I go here and just try to kill the sectoid? She's only hit once, so her damage is at 4, which does kill Therese. I think I have to pull off an Overwatch. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's no real rush to kill the sectoid. He created a zombie, but that zombie is too far away to be of any threat to us. So I wouldn't worry about it too much, actually.
I'm gonna get Shane hidden. I'm gonna hunker Shane. I don't want the SMG increasing her damage reduction at all. I'm pulling. Can she harbor wave twice in a row? She can. Do you think she will?
We don't know if she doesn't have a cooldown on that.
All right, Vincent, you're gonna risk it. The full cover. The assault rifles, I will happily take overwatches with against the assassin right now. Copyright and his shotgun from this range with an overwatch kind of is a no as well. I think this is a hunker, and I think this is a suppress to guarantee like we get a shot off once her DR clears.
I will prevail, regardless.
It's gonna miss, disappointingly, but that's okay.
At least it doesn't stack DDR.
It's like she has her lightning reflexes already, moving target. Oh, she did just go straight for Lena. 2 AP move and a melee, because she has 3 AP, right?
Well, she can charge attack. I think.
Yeah.
It's a good hit.
And the sectoid double move.
Stupid move from the sectoid. What was it even? What was he even trying to do? Well, that
So-
sucks. I
so
mean, we
losing-
need
You've proven resilient in the face of
Well, losing
every rebel in this region. So,
but losing one rebel against the Chosen is not bad in my experience. Like that is a quite an acceptable loss. Like I would rather lose one rebel than take wounds on my soldiers. Sure, it certainly is making timers hard to get. We are going to need to go spend intel on a troop column or a supply raid of sorts. But I think if we only lose the one, we're in a really, really good position.
I guess that'll be okay.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to keep moving people away from the assassin, and we're going to keep starting with our highest damage marks, which are going to be our sharpshooters, followed by our gunner and our ranger. And we're going to kill this assassin before next turn.
the elders empower me to fight on.
And she keeps giving me positions to do this, which is great. Between Illogical and Paul Williams, if I bring Paul Williams here and shoot, Illogical can double barrel the final action.
I'd be very surprised if you couldn't just move up double barrel and get at least 7 in there, even on a graze.
But she'll come right next to me, and then I just get to blast
And you
her
actually-
anyways.
Point blank, right? And not 2 times away.
No way!
You will share in my pain.
What?
You will not.
How's that?
She doesn't
How's
have
that even possible?
Infighter, but 3 on a graze? On double barrel? I feel like that's off.
Isn't the min damage of the shotgun 4?
No way! Did you just graze for 0 on a knife attack as well? Are you kidding me right now?
You know that was good.
How's graze for 0 even the thing? Okay, let's get out of there.
I don't know.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, of course. I mean, yes. So both barrels minimum damage is 8. So on a graze, it halves that. It's 4, and then impact compensation
Resistance is here to stay.
reduces it further.
Now we just have to find that thing and put it down for good.
He doesn't have nice skills. I know he doesn't have nice skills, but I'm still just blown away. Oh, we found the final pod as well. It's a Viper sidewinder on the roof.
Found.
Dude,
You
this,
ran into with a reckless move at the end of your turn.
I wish it was a reckless move at the end of my turn, but I think I have enough actions left to
I'm going.
deal with maybe both of these, and then we won't have to deal with RNF.
Well,
There's-
how did then?
There's supposed
If
to
they
be
were-
a min damage thing of 1, but because so this is part of the issue that Grobo's been trying to figure out a better way to do it and why the changes to the assassin are coming in a future build, right? It's damage reduction and percentages cause like a lot of calculation errors where it keeps rounding down, right? So even though there is like that min damage of 1 potential because of DR, it's unreliable, right? And I think that's one of the reasons he wants to change up how her damage reduction works, right? Where is the snake? I don't even know.
Still on the roof behind the solar panels.
Moving out.
Which I'm surprised you don't see her right now.
Yeah. Well, I think we're just gonna get closer and deal with this Viper next turn.
I'm just surprised that this group was in that position when the yelling last turn on the other end of the map triggered them.
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
They're repositioning on us.
Would have been amazing for that shotgun to get us some damage. No! Teresa Berg! Oh, you got grabbed. Okay.
Somebody needs some help.
Okay, so it does look like we're not going to be getting RNF either.
Back in.
You know, which is great for us.
Good to go.
The only downside is, I think, if this snake now drops some loot, you don't get to pick it up.
Silly Vipers. And I can't believe we took damage on a logical because of a min rolled double barrel.
Be wary of my mark.
I don't know. I don't use red screen rounds.
Status confirmed.
I have not used them in a very, very long time.
Secure. Status confirmed. Mission accomplished. Great job, Commander.
Well, that was the
We sent
assassin.
Chosen back to their masters with a few scars.
We lost 1 civilian. We had 1 soldier wounded and a couple of rookies wounded. Doesn't matter at all. But yeah, hopefully this is a good way of taking a look at the assassin and things not to do for 100. Graze the assassin with your double barrel shotgun.
The elders chosen are incredibly resilient.
Unbelievable.
Despite our victory
Unbelievable.
over them today, we
So I think
still
we're
have
taking
much
Trojan on our
work.
specialist here. Trojan's just really, really strong. We've talked about also medical protocol can be good, but in the long war, the chosen environment, getting Trojan to remove drones while you're still in stealth and doing damage to them and killing them is quite good. And I think with like a 65 hack skill, we're very happy to take Trojan here.
Yeah, I fully agree. Like I'm always, whenever I don't take Trojan, I find myself in a situation where I wish I had taken Trojan. So yeah.
Pretty good intel retell for a low tier legendary player. It's true. Center mass, we have the aim, we have lead the target here, which is insane. We have Apex Predator, which is not that great, as you might think it is, but lead the target has certainly become just a top tier pick for me. And so I think any oh man, we could do lead the target with Shadow Strike for reveals.
I'm not a fan of Shadow Strike if it's just really one attack in the whole mission that's gonna get the bonus. It's like,
Yeah, but I still think this is center mass here.
yeah, Predator is probably better than, like, it's the Walmart Shadow Strike, but at least you can use it even from not concealment.
Yeah, so we'll just take the bonus damage. I mean, not bad though. We get a little bit of alloys and Illyrium from this, another stock, hair trigger, autoloader, Illyrium cores, and elite scope.
We're getting thin on manpower, Commander. We should check with Resistance HQ for new recruits.
So, we do have 117 intel, and we have a mission on the map we want to queue up. Also, we found out that our starting region is also controlled by the assassin.
Do we So I assume that the timer on the Dark Event mission is still relevant, still in a hey, you could do this kind of state. Do we want to check what that document is?
I think so. I think it's probably important to see what this is.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not. Yeah, we don't care about this at all.
Oh no, not our recruitment efforts. Yeah, okay. Well, I think that was 5 intel well spent.
Let's go queue up a troop column now, though, or a troop. Wait. So wait. Okay, so here's something interesting that's happened, right? This is a troop column which only spawns when this region's at strength 4. This region was at strength 4 temporarily. This mission spawned. We switched back to intel and discovered it. Because the strength moved out.
Getting a troop column at strength 3 is something you don't usually do, so it's like the easiest troop column you could ever find. And there is actually a chance, but by the time we run the troop column, that maybe another point of strength moves out of the region. Although I think the cooldown might be too long. I don't know. That's a chance.
I don't think we have to spend intel on this either.
Can we get 5 people in?
Yeah, we can get 5 people in. Shinobi, Sharpshooter, Technical Specialist, Templar.
That's a good squad. It's easy pickings.
Yeah, I don't think you need to adjust anything here. I think a 10 to 12 troop column is perfect for this group. We're looking for Lancer corpses. We're looking for mech corpses. We're looking for drones. Let's start this off.
I'm gonna do a quick AFK. You keep the folks entertained here.
So that's a great timer for us, because that's certainly that's gonna kill 1 strength off the map. I just want to make sure this guy has equipment. If we look over here, we can see there's 43 legions on the map. On Legendary, you start off with 37. This means that 3 UFOs have landed. By doing a troop column or a supply raid, you kill off 1 strength from those missions. Lowering the strength is going to increase the global resistance threat. This is a modifier based on strength on the map versus your total vigilance on the map. It also helps control and maintain your geoscape to keep it in areas that are manageable. I would love to do that other mission, and there still might be the possibility we can if we decide we want to take this current mission we have at 99% and do this quickly. But I think we want to over-infiltrate this and try to knock it down. Since this is a strength 4 region, going at a -1 strength or vulnerable stage would be -1 strength, putting it at a strength 3 region in theory for the mission, and we definitely want the engineer. So I think we're going to give up that dark event. Otherwise, I mean, while we're looking for liberation here, I do think we probably want to still get this resistance mech.
Avenger plotting new course.
Be prepared for a rainbow pod. I would love a rainbow pod. We have the flamethrower technical for that. So yeah, we're gonna let this tick up a little bit more. Try to hit that vulnerable. Not yet. Center mass for Advent is fine. We did hit the vulnerable. This is 10 to 12. An enemy and a half on average has been knocked off. We're going to have our technical, our grenadier, our ranger. This is our shotgun ranger, but we're still using the assault rifle for the moment. Specialist, specialist, and gunner. And it is a extract the VIP. One thing we don't have here, and I think we talked about it when we set this up, is we do not have stealth. So everyone is going to be revealed at the start. But we're going to do our best to make it work. Thanks for hanging out with us today, guys, as well. Hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. Really enjoy this format and being able to really dive into the deep and dirty of XCOM and Long War of the Chosen.
1-5, target coordinates incoming. Secure the VIP and proceed to the evac volume for extraction.
So the first things I notice on this map is that it is
Position isn't concealed for the
very
extraction.
tight quarters. The evac is relatively close, which tells me that the pods are very close as well. And this is a 10 to 12 account.
Okay, I'll go.
So we're not going to take very many movements to begin with. In fact, the first movement we do is going to reveal our first pod of a sectoid Viper. Very nice of this explosive barrel to hang out there. I think this is actually just a grenade, and we're moving through it quickly. Do as much damage to the Viper, blow that barrel up, kill the sectoids. Trying to think if there's anything else that I would want to do to start out with. And the answer really is no. Like, this might destroy some Elerium cores, though, which could be unfortunate. So maybe we actually want to start by blowing the barrel up. The barrel's only going to do 6 damage. Don't have needle grenades there. You know
I
what?
still think I'm back, by the way. I would grenade it. I don't know. I didn't even realize this was high explosive sitrep. I completely missed that when we set that up.
You think still just grenade it and risk blowing up 2 Elerium cores? 4 Elerium cores?
Well, the explosion is just 1 tile radius, right? So it won't hit the
No,
second
no.
sectoid anyway. What?
We got big explosions.
Oh.
That's gonna get rid of their cover and everything. But instead, I
Yeah,
think we're
you know
probably gonna
what?
use the grenade on the Viper.
Actually,
But I think
yeah.
we take I think we take Joker here and just move up and shoot it.
Heading out.
Yeah, the weakest weapon.
And then we can use our Ranger to shoot the sectoids and get those kills. Oh, look, even blew the wall open. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was the right decision. Oh, perfect barrel.
Our Ranger can't see the sectoids now because they're not peeking. But that's
I mean,
okay.
you could also just, AoE suppress them and you will get the kill shots when they move. You won't.
Enemy is still up.
Not even gonna get the normal hit, it seems.
Seems doable.
I can Astro it actually. We could focus just on this this Viper right now. I'm gonna have to grenade the Viper. Chulok, how are you? I have a mission that rewards 31 intel, but you'd have to intel boost to get 100% info. It's making sense to do the mission? Yes. Especially if it's like Liberation Chain. Spending intel to get experience and your intel back is typically a worthwhile endeavor. And certainly
And
recommended.
keep in mind, yeah, you also probably, if you have a specialist on the mission, you might get a hacking reward or 2. So that's some additional stuff. You get the XP on your soldiers, you get the chance to get loot from the enemies. So usually worth it.
All right, so here's what I'm actually thinking, as I think I need to kill these sectoids so that I can grenade the Viper.
I'm not gonna at least try to get 1 kill with the Ranger.
Yeah, but I might do it against the Viper here, right? The Ranger. But I have a shot here. This is the grenade I want to throw. And maybe a shot here of the grenade if I need to. I need to get one of these sectoids killed, though. I don't think I take the Overwatches. Because I don't really want to give up all the loot. It'll be okay. I believe in me.
Are we looking for this?
See?
Did you
Look
see
at that.
one?
Look at that. 2 Elerium cores is my guess. Okay, you're gonna miss. Now I might have to be giving up loot. Yeah.
Here, catch.
Thankfully, that sectoid didn't have loot. My Ranger really taking 254s. I actually think this is a shot flashbang to prevent the poison.
For medkits, can't we just don't we have on a specialist a medkit? Can't we just bait the poison and be happy about it?
Oh yeah, we're freaking not immune, or we're immune to it. That's right. Too much mod jam. Oh my goodness, look at that 5 on the second there. And he burned himself. Well then.
On your order.
Let's go find the next pod.
Asset secure. On an advent position.
And double Illyrium core.
Target locked.
Is that a rocket?
That's 100% just a rocket. Sentry killed. Ooh, look away. Loot destroyed. I am playing a little quicker here. We've certainly gone through a lot of these missions now at this point. I don't know if there's necessarily like a whole ton more value of us slowing it down to discuss too much. If there's any points that you're interested in or you might be missing, of course I'll go over more stuff. But we're certainly looking right now to continue our missions and get into some more maybe new territory if possible, right?
Heading out. Not a problem.
So we do know there's an engineer in there, which is going to throw a flashbang more than likely. I think I'm just going to move Great Route with guns closer to get some value. You're certainly going to be overwatching, even though you're in half cover. I mean, a lot of people are in half cover. I think. Actually, I think you moved Bowchick away. Oh gosh, maybe I should just aid protocoled everywhere. No, you do this. You suppress, Overwatch, Overwatch. All the aliens just carried around on them. It's just their thing. Now, double Overwatches in the back where we don't have an assault is
a little bit tricky to deal with.
Nine dodge. 15, is that 15 dodge? We could give aid protocol and run it.
No, we don't see do we see the overwatching guys? Do we know exactly where it triggers? And
no. But so if I can't see them, I could go this way. No, because I won't trigger it. I think I have to go this way. But that doesn't give me the position I want, which is this position. I still think when clearing an Overwatch like this in aid protocol, high dodge is good enough to like turn those grazes into misses, right? They have a penalty on their Overwatch. We'll be able to get the information here. Get a burn as necessary. It's only a trooper grenadier. Actually hitting the graze there. Did clear both of them. These guys are way far back there in full cover. This was a 10 to 12. I only have one more frag grenade from my grenadier.
Any chance that we can suppress something? Maybe from the high ground even?
I can get a suppression on the trooper, which I think I want. I still have both my flamethrowers.
That position for the gunner is kind of easy to be flanked.
Yeah, I'm thinking of baiting a flashbang though. I think what I want to do is you want to go for the burn here, even if it destroys loot. The suppression on the trooper. We then move crate guns here, hopefully baiting the flashbang. Actually, you probably move them here and bait the flashbang, right? That keeps Astrobio on Overwatch.
Just maybe we can get closer to them over the rooftop.
Kind of, I just don't want to reveal the next pod. Could flashbang them both. Let me see. Yeah, I think we just flashbang them both. I still think this is the burn.
Yeah.
And then we just move into the restaurant and keep the cover. No reason not to use rapid deployment here either.
Get ready for a surprise!
It's not like we have any other support grenade to use it on.
No problem, boss. Moving to position. Sure thing.
I'm gonna make sure I go grab that loot that we worked hard to get.
Got this thing here.
Double Illyrium core again. I actually think I'm just moving up Astro Bio as well. I don't think we're trying to Overwatch or anything.
Whatever you say. On Overwatch.
See, I'm glad we didn't go to the roof. I think we would have triggered that. But now we know that's everything on the map. We saved a frag grenade as well.
I'll get him next time.
Good call on that yellow alert, by the way. That positioning would have been a nasty flank from a Sidewinder.
I think I'm bleeding.
Man, these guys graze like more than cows.
That was close.
Really, you went there?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I went there.
Okay, it should be an easy flank on that trooper, at least in the back there.
Yeah, I'm much more concerned about how we deal with the Sidewinder right now. Suppression is certainly an option. But I think this starts with a grenade. Yeah.
If you say so.
That's the scariest thing on the map.
Fire in the hole!
It's very nice when you also destroy that sign there. Train destruction in this game is awful, as I think most of us are aware of at this point.
Don't waste my time.
That was awfully convenient.
Oh, you went there? You went there? Oh, come on, great guns. Why are you treating me like this? You're just putting us in a position where... my value is now, like, I have to invest more into getting this Viper killed than I really would like to.
No, but it's, as you said, it's the most dangerous enemy on the map. The drone will just go for a stun.
And we have revival
Maybe
protocol.
we can still flank that trooper there. We have a position. I think we can flamethrower the other trooper.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to. I don't think I can get to the engineer here. I don't think the engineer is actually that big of a deal either. Right? Because he'll go for a flashbang if we group up properly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Burn him out!
Illyrium cores are sexual poop. Maybe. We actually don't have revival protocol here. Do I want to? Yes, I do. Okay, so this still might bait flashbangs out. I think I want to try and get a little bit of damage where I can. I think I want to move Astro Bio and Overwatch, actually. Right, because he has Sentinel. But where do I want to Overwatch from? Maybe I do want to bait the flashbang here, regardless. Yeah.
I can handle that.
I think I do. That trooper is flanked and might move towards us.
Scanning.
We're just going to hunker Bruno back here. See, value.
Barely registered.
Big Overwatch hits, huh? Oh, it is not going for a stun.
We're still flawless, by the way. We've just lost a lot of ablatives so far. That's what that's there for, right?
I'm pinned down here.
Oh, are we gonna take the hit? Wow! I spoke too soon. Literally just gonna go into bleed out.
So about that flawless.
Seems doable.
I cannot believe this Grenadier is the
Love it. Here's the stuff.
the one who's gonna cause all that
No
problem,
problem, boss.
all the problems. At least he's no longer disoriented. Facts, straight facts.
I'm on it. Medikits fix everything. Calm down.
Man, Paulo.
You know, as oh no, not Paulo. We need to get him to Master Sergeant ASAP. Not many things that really intrigue me about the Long War Razzle Dazzle edition, but removing the base crit chance from all alien weapons,
I guess that'll be okay.
probably one of the better ideas there.
Come get some.
Crits are dirty.
I got nothing.
Really, the wrong guy was looking to Overwatch there because this engineer is flanked.
Oh, the engineer is gonna take even more. Probably gonna crit kill the next guy now.
Oh, he's got to reload. Thank goodness. That is now the scariest enemy on the map. Are we double barreling from? Oh, we don't. Are we? Yeah, point blanking from a tile away. I don't know. 83%. We might need to.
Back online.
We're really missing kind of the problem solver classes in this setup, as in assaults and
That all you got?
Shinobis. Good thing we're gonna get one more assault out. Man, I don't trust Joker on just hitting a 4 at point blank right now.
Just do it.
Hold on, we can get a flank from Bauchica here. Okay, well, hold on. We have the setup, right? Joker. Oh no, I misclicked. Well, never mind.
Imagine doing a yellow move when you thought you were doing a blue move. That would never happen to me.
I'm all out. What's over there?
Look, I was just trying to build up some suspense that we might get hit. Risking soldiers for nothing.
Running.
Well, that was a mission to say the least.
It's I mean, you know, we got the stuff. Got what we came for. Everybody's alive.
We were doing really well in the beginning. I can't believe it was an engineer and one shot that took our guy from healthy to full bleed out in one hit.
VIP secure and in position for evac.
Man, I need to go get some water. My voice is starting to give out.
This is Firefight. VIP is secure.
Status confirmed. Mission accomplished.
So close. Okay, give me 1 second though. I'm gonna grab a water bottle.
I would like to assure the citizens
Take
of
that.
Advent that our peacekeepers will stop at nothing to prevent further attacks by criminal elements such as the one that occurred today. The Elders have total faith in our ability to overcome any and all threats to our peace.
Why was he out of cover? He was still in half cover behind the bar there.
I mean, that map was dicey with everything so close. Post evac position, right? Only a few turn moving. Sucks
I
about
mean,
Paulo.
Yeah, the first activation on the first blue move is really a rough start.
So yeah, it looks like we're on renewal protocol with this guy. Looks like we've kind of planned that out. Grenadier is going into Protector with coup de grace for the flashbang, hollow targeting. You know, fun combos. Field Surgeon would be nice to have, though it wouldn't actually have any effect. You don't get Field Surgeon applied if you bleed out. You have to have not bled out for the wound reduction to kick in. And then Shadow Strike Saturation. We do need Paulo to get to Master Sergeant. 33 days is certainly going to hinder that a little bit, but we'll do what we can. 4 Illyrium cores salvaged by taking that little bit of a risk at the start, which I think is well worth it. That's 80 supplies right there. That is, you know, that is worth maybe the wound.
Maybe we get the fabled black market asks for Illyrium cores next month.
Did we want to switch it all today, or are we just going to stay here for another mission?
I would say we're probably only doing one more mission anyway.
Yeah.
So switching at this point.
So why revival over combat protocol? In my experience, combat protocol, I never take combat protocol anymore. Combat protocol is good in the start of a campaign and loses its value as a campaign progresses. As HP pools get bigger, you are doing less damage percentage-wise to drones, even hunter drones, mechs, heavy mechs, etc. Right? So even though you may be getting an upgrade on your gremlin, you're not doing as much damage. While at the beginning of a campaign, this can one-shot a drone, it cannot later in a campaign. I can also one-shot a drone with a shotgun, right? Revival protocol, on the other hand, saves lives. This is disorients, panics. That stun lancer that came and just knocked out your soldier from left field now can get back up. You can medical protocol if you need to, like to heal them and get them back up through revival protocol. This is a much better investment if you're not taking Sentinel. If you have high aim, though, Sentinel build is very, very good. But yeah, so combat protocol is something I never take. I never take threat. I never take interference. I never take covering fire. I have taken scanning protocol, but this is certainly falling off compared to medical protocol and Trojan these days. Yeah, these 3 picks here are just things I'm never going to take.
I think another good reason for revival protocol is keep in mind our starting hero is a Templar, and Templars can be completely shut down if they're disoriented. Like if there's an enemy engineer or like even just a sectoid doing a mind spin and your Templar is disoriented, they can't do anything. They can't do rend, they can't do volt, any of the other abilities, no stun strike, no invert. They're just going to be sitting there for a turn, one for all, and twiddling their thumbs. And Revival gets them back into the action.
Yeah, it's a great perk. It's amazing to have. And it holds its value throughout the entire campaign. All right. Even though we're taking wounds, I don't think we build any of our soldiers with the expectation that we're not going to get through early missions successfully. All right. So we have the smash and grab at 100% for 5 hours. I'm going to let that just keep going. There's very low chance that it hits the vulnerable, but we might as well take it. So this mission we have talked about briefly. We are not going for 12 crates. We are an abandoned city. There are 2 different map layouts that we could expect. This is much more about getting maybe 6 crates and killed experience and getting out. Especially since we're bringing in only a 5-man team here: the assault, gunner, sharpshooter, grenadier, and gunner. We want to just get some damage, get some crate value, get some experience, and leave. I need to be back in just 1 second, though.
Yeah, and with 5 soldiers against 10 to 12 with the crate pressure, I think even going for the minimum, where just you want to win the mission to get the full mission XP, which in the case of smash and grab missions is 4 crates. Yeah. So even that would count as a success. So it is the which map? No, it is the more like the harbor.
Yeah, the shipyard.
Map, right?
Yeah, this is okay. The depot. which could be advantageous for us. This is actually really going to come down on where the first drone placement is. If the first drone's close to us,
Move into position.
this map gets so much dicier. But if the first drone is a little farther or we're able to get past it, there's going to end up being a bunch of crates along this like axis here. And we might be able to get 4 even without being revealed.
Heading there now.
Getting our sharpshooter into a position of value though might get a little tricky. This platform back here may give us the value, but then our evac needs to be closer to our sharpshooter. So just some things to consider there.
I'm all over it.
But we are going to use this first turn just to double move up into the alley and try to get past the starting spot. Peach, are you looking at me like, where's my attention?
Yeah, some great positions you can get to on this map with grappling hooks, but of course we're a little bit early in the campaign to have those.
This box is my favorite box to fight the Berserker Queen from.
Okay. Move.
And yeah, so since we know we can just keep getting up here without revealing anything, really the first few moves are all about just that positioning. Get forward, get closer. I don't think I want my sharpshooter back here. I think if anything, we want our sharpshooter up here.
I don't, and you haven't scouted anything to the left that might just run into a drone.
Yeah.
Go.
I think we're moving forward here.
Enemy activity.
Now, I did just hear a door open, and I know Ava has the stream muted. There is a building back here, and it sounded like the back door, the single door, not the garage or anything. So I'm just going to use that sound cue to keep the information that we know where one pod is. Now, see, we do see 4 crates already in this area, which is all we need to win. So that might be what we try and get on top of, without revealing anything further, so that we can get the minimum and then go from there. I do want to scout over this way a little bit with my sharpshooter, because I certainly would love to get him up top if possible. But getting up top here requires me to go up this ladder, then this ladder, so we'll
Target location.
we're not going to overextend there.
Moving.
Quiet. You hear that?
No, I do think we'd use doobies just to move like into this position, try to get some vision around this van as best as possible. Still not finding anything. Not even the starting drone I would expect. There's a 5th crate there, 6th crate here, 7th crate there. There might be a crate right there. You can see the shape as you swirl. The map kind of redraws and you can see a crate in that position. I'm a little afraid of going too far up, as I don't know what we'd be peeking over into, because there could be a pod right here that would put us in line of sight. So I think I need to hold back for a second. And I am going to start positioning ourselves closer to these crates to perhaps grab them if I need to quickly.
Roger that.
But we're not going to mark these crates right now. Marking these crates does pull us out of stealth. And while it would not start the timer, as we do not have line of sight on any advent, I kind of want my stealth at the moment. Is there guaranteed to be a drone close to starting spots? So how... It depends on the schedule. Most schedules have a pod that's going to be a single drone, especially on 7 to 9s, because you're going to get light pods. And typically, the spawn placement starts on where you are and then where the objective is. Now, with this having multiple objectives, they get a little bit funkier, but the pods are placed between the objective and you normally, and so the drones tend to be on the outskirts of that placement. I think I'm going to take the risk and move Nat Phillips up to try and get some information. and we're seeing nothing right now.
That's so weird, by the way.
On the move.
I'm so tempted to mark these crates, all 4 of these, throw evac, and Overwatch. Because 1, the timer wouldn't start. 2, that's mission complete. That's a win. I think I'm going to do it. This is going to be kind of unprecedented. We are going to break our own stealth.
We're picking up a steady signal from
Advent does not start marking them until we are engaged with them. While they're going to be grabbing crates farther away from us.
I'm on it.
This is going to give me opportunity for potential Overwatch. Oh, I forgot to throw evac. That's okay, we'll throw it next turn. And 4 crates. We do see an Engineer Stun Lancer as well as a Purifier. Hopefully,
they suddenly show up.
and hopefully they want to group up by this nice explosive barrel. Because let me tell you, our goal is to get the hell out of Dodge, right? So you do not get more experience from getting more crates. You just get more supplies and things like that. You need 4 crates minimum to get full mission experience, though. Mission experience is a calculation based on how many enemies are on the map when you start the mission. So now we have like full mission experience here, and I'm just gonna throw evac. I mean, with our sharpshooter there, I think we can throw evac a little bit forward, and we can probably get a little aggressive on getting some of these crates right now. I'm feeling spicy, especially when you have an explosive barrel for the only 2 guys that are on Overwatch. Now, I really like the 84, so I probably don't want to use my sharpshooter there. I want to certainly keep my Grenadier available as well for those purifiers. So I think we're just going to use Ariana, who has no other value. This will destroy a crate. We don't care.
Unless they leave us no choice, we should try to avoid.
Right, we are here to get the full value of what we can. Now, I don't think I really want to running gun up for a trench gun at this point. But I certainly think I want to throw a grenade on these guys. Like I said, I'm feeling a little confident, a little cocky. Ooh, oh, okay. I'm like, can I not get a grenade on that back one? I can. If you kill a purifier with an explosion, they are guaranteed to blow up. Like with your own explosion, it didn't blow up there for some reason, but yeah. And if you shoot them, they're only 50%. Yeah, each crate gives you more supplies, certainly. Right, so you definitely want to get more if possible.
I can handle that.
We kind of are not expecting 12 though. Just 1, the map is a little challenging to do that, and 2, we went with a 5-man versus a 10 to 12, which is also not really conducive to getting a whole lot of crates. I'm wondering if I want to use Astro Boy to come over this way and try to grab a few more next turn. I think I'm just going to put him in the half cover. This guy has a pistol. He could come get a flanking shot on our Grenadier here.
Moving to Overwatch. Advent has already marked a couple of crates for.
But like we were
That's
talking
gonna
about,
be a rough one to get.
well, I don't think we worry too much about that, right? Like what we were talking about when we started this was 4 was even what you're saying. Like let's get 4, right? We have 4. Now it's about kill experience and a few more if possible. Like, it's also important to not take injuries here, I think.
Okay, I'll go. Got some admin
So that is going to reveal, which I'm fine with. We still have our running gun. If it didn't reveal, we were going to have a nice flanking shot, but I'm totally okay with this right now. So we'll just take the 84 from Nat. We'll probably move our Grenadier up and start blowing things up some more. I mean, I like blowing things up. Do you guys like blowing things up?
What's over there?
Is that generator explosive? I never remember.
Fire in the hole.
I feel like these generators can't explode. Just not today.
I'm going.
So nice of this Viper. Just hanging out in the open for us, you know?
Oh, convenient. I wonder why it moved there.
Will do.
Yeah, what was that Viper thinking? So I don't think we use the running gun. I think we just get into full cover positions here. There's a chance this trooper is just going to run away as well to the next pod. And I'm just going to keep grabbing crates while I can. Everything after 4 is now a little bit more value for us in the long run. On the wilderness map, I think this is a different expectation though. I think expectation on wilderness becomes like 10 to 12. Just because of how the map's set up.
Yeah, I think wilderness is really one where you can almost consistently get a high number of crates out. I don't think I ever had to run away from that one.
They're trying to pull back.
Whereas this map is, one, it's hard to get mobility around this map, right? There's a lot of terrain destruction, lots of up and downs that you need to be aware of. I mean, look, we have a crate up here, and the way up to that is from the back side of the building, right? Like that's so much additional mobility just to get a little bit more out of it. You're pushing so far forward from each crate, whereas wilderness is all kind of an essential area, maybe a couple on the side, but they're all still relatively close. I want to be greedy. I want to try and get this loot, see if this triggers, fall back if it doesn't. Suppress our combat awareness, you know, some supplies. I think I'm gonna grab this one as well. And I think we're falling back. I think I'm not gonna overextend for crates because I know this would pull this group here. I could try and go for this one, but again, is it worth the risk?
Well, if you say so.
And I think the answer is no.
Seems doable.
I think full cover positions, 5 crates, an Illyrium core, some additional loot, and the experiences is what we wanted. And I'm quite happy with, you know, holding back right now while they aggress onto us. If you have any other thoughts on that, Ava, let me know now.
Get those crates. If we want our share, we'll have to move just as fast.
Like, if you think I should be more aggressive, we can figure out how that looks like, right?
I mean, with that activation that was just visible there, I think chilling back and waiting for that evac is probably the best course of action.
Yeah, I think I'm also gonna pull off of these angles to make them really aggress onto us.
Whatever you say.
For that, even Nat's gonna get back into his half cover position here.
Overwatch. Come get some.
Affirmative. Covering now.
We left lots of corpses for the sectoids to have up there. The Viper scares me. Vipers and Mutons share a similar thing where they like to shoot you when you're in full cover, and when they hit. Oh, they hit.
I only scratched him.
Just a few minutes, Feet. Just a few minutes. 18 mobility soldier roll into a sharpshooter. That would have been such an awesome shinobi. I mean, yeah, even a hollow targeting that mobility is probably over the top for what you really want to use it for. Luckily,
And
all
even
classes
with-
can work.
Yeah, with 18 mobility, it probably means the other stats are kind of low, so I'm not sure you have the aim for the proper sharpshooter.
Damn, the 7 crits
That's a-
there.
Good hit.
Too bad I don't really have a way to take advantage of that.
I'm going.
I mean, I could run and gun. Yeah, I think we just confirmed the kill on the Viper, don't you?
Yeah, I think so. That's too good of a shot. You could even try to trench gun and, you know, get a Hail Mary on that trooper at the same time.
I did not know the sectoid was right there. Well, oh, is that trench gun not gonna let me do it either? Come on. I was hoping it was gonna let me. That's what my thought was. Well, Astro. I believe in you.
Well, we'll make an Astro Man out of Astro Boy here.
So this position's fake cover, actually.
Yeah, I've been shot there in the past. That's,
I did not know that. I thought this wall was actually good. So I don't kill that sectoid, sadly.
Okay, I'll go.
How far away is the zombie? Do we need to be concerned about this time?
Yeah.
This is for you.
I'm more worried about the sectoid now because I don't have a defensive measure. And so once again, our assaults might be taking a wound.
It makes it easier, so we don't have to sort by a class when we look for the assault. We can just sort by wounded soldiers.
You know, normal, logical fashion. Assaults are second-class citizens.
Overwatch.
I thought that was your shinobis.
They both are just on the floor often enough.
That was close.
Well, this sectoid's really going to make me fight my way out.
This is Firebrand.
Well, the
Time to go.
panic at least gives us a hunker down against shots from the other guys, but yeah, how do we get him out of there?
Slow and steady.
Hardly did anything.
That Overwatch is like, what are the odds this freaking 45 aim with Overwatch penalty is going to hit?
50-50.
Oh, it either hits or misses. -9 dodge.
Exactly.
I'm not running it with you.
I guess that'll be okay. That was close.
That, what? That's a lying, isn't it? 45 aim Overwatch at 40% game.
I mean, it's adding the grace chance, right? And then
Yeah,
probably.
Finally.
Could he have got close range bonus for on that distance? I don't know.
Oh man, I don't actually want to suppress because that guarantees he shoots. I'm still afraid of Astro Boy. I think we can all get out of here next turn, but I'm gonna try and get as much damage as I can on this sectoid. Man, that sectoid positioning is... Oh wow! Holy crap! Amazing!
On reserves.
Promotion earned indeed.
I'm as much as I care about Illyrium cores, we need to get out.
I could have probably gotten the crate up top.
Big brain Nava. Didn't think of that. It's been a long day. At this point, I think I get a little
Yeah, it's certainly easier sitting here, you know, laid back,
oh my,
feet up in the air.
sectoid, please.
Oh no, not another one of those.
Can't think.
The full mind control.
More of them coming in.
They do not want me to leave.
This is the Hotel California mission.
No problem, boss.
Can he do it a second time? No.
Missed.
Can a sniper do it?
Almost.
I might have winged him.
This is
Did
getting a
we
little...
just
Oh, hold
do we
on,
just
hold on. Do you just stun him?
stun gun doobies?
I'm
Yeah.
trusting you here.
I think you have to.
Subduing target.
Because everyone can get out next turn, right? As long as, like... Mind spin's on a cooldown now.
Let's do this.
Yeah, but he's still going to be mind controlled in our next turn, isn't he?
Suppressing target.
Oh my goodness. What does this mission become? It would start off so well. It's a sectoid is slowing us down. There's a lancer.
I think maybe If we really wanted to
Advent
play it
forces on the
safe,
ground.
evac
Yeah.
further back. Ooh, what a nasty position for them to drop in.
I'm hit.
Well, there goes the flawless.
I'm taking fire. Find me. On it.
So yeah,
Affirmative.
oh, are you giving up on Doobies?
Here I come.
I don't have the ammo from people to actually fight that out. Right?
Grenade out!
I'll tell him.
Please don't.
Copy that.
Look, capture gives us more missions. He's not dead.
Alright, it doesn't even, it immediately ends, right? It doesn't
Yeah.
give the aliens a turn to kill him, but rather it immediately ends because he's mind control.
Status confirmed.
I
Mission
guess.
accomplished. Excellent work.
Capture gives us more missions. I'm sticking by that. That was rather unfortunate though, but
Have done little to slow the progress of Advent's ongoing development.
kind of got put in a bad position there, certainly. And that was on me. I double moved into it thinking we were gonna be okay in that spot. 24 days on a wound is not great. Ooh, gunner. Infighter. Executioner, resilience, ready for anything? Ready for anything. It's an interesting decision here, but you typically aren't using a standard shot on your turn. But maybe sometimes. I still think it's center mass here.
Yeah, I think so.
We'll come back for you, doobies. We did get some supplies, Delirium cores, alloys. You know, not all went to waste. We did get a few promotions as well. But all right, I think this is probably where we're going to be making a save. I would think so.
Yeah, sets us up for a nice, fancy troop column next time around. I think this will be our first full salvage mission, right? Next time.
Yeah, I think so.